dinner and just be done with it. Because I'm not trying to break down today. I'm not trying to break down.
Yeah, smoke a good blunt. You know, have some good food.
Lying ass motherfuckers. Oh wow, Christian's the first one. Oh wow, okay.
Kristen, what up?
I'm used to Q being the first one here.
Yeah. You don't know Kid and Play, so I wouldn't expect him to be here.
But so I saw the color purple again last night.
You did? Oh wow.
I saw it twice.
For the
So
second time, Reg? Really? Salute. Mark Nash, what up?
hey Mark, happy New Year, man. What's up?
What's good? Mike, what's good?
Hey Mike. Mike, we definitely gotta talk later. Well, actually, I went with a special. I'm just gonna say it's certain someone. That's what I'm gonna say for right now.
Okay.
And I think I liked it the second time more than the first time. 'Cause I think the first time I fell asleep on some parts, but
Really?
just a few parts. A few
Oh
parts.
yeah. What's a few parts? Isn't it like 3 hours long?
Close to 3 hours, yeah.
Okay.
But still, the OG is still the dominant one. I'm not gonna hold you. It's still the dominant one.
Yeah. Mark said I didn't hate it, but just wasn't the biggest fan. I don't care to watch the reboot. I don't think it was necessary.
True.
I think the OG was the best one.
Yeah.
You know what was the whole point for them? I mean, was it supposed to be like a sequel or is it like a straight ahead reboot?
Reboot,
Okay.
like a revival, whatever you want to call it. All right, my food should be here in
I
30
like
minutes.
I like certain musicals like um uh In the Heights was a good musical. Um, the OG West Side Story.
Ooh.
That was a good one. Do you count Wizard of Oz as a musical?
Yeah.
Because they were singing in
Yeah.
that. Even though I don't look at it as a musical. Rent. Rent was a good one.
You said Rent?
Yeah, Rent.
That five hundred
The Broadway,
sixty-five.
yes. The Broadway play. Um, Sarafina, because I actually went to see Sarafina back in the day when they were on Broadway, and I met the cast backstage. Um, I'm forgetting another one. There's another one. Hamilton. Hamilton was a good musical too, but I don't like all musicals. But I think musicals in recent years have gotten better.
I like the Elton John biopic, the one with Rocket Man. That
Oh,
was a good
Rocket
music.
Man. I didn't see that
Yeah.
one. I gotta watch that. I didn't see that one.
But even Elton John said if you guys want like the real story, just buy the book. Buy his
Right,
book pretty much.
right. Cotton Club. I saw it like a long time ago. Yeah, yeah. I didn't see. I gotta see Rocket Man. Oh yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. That was a great biopic. I enjoyed
That's a
that.
review. That's a review
Yeah,
coming soon.
that was good.
Oh, cause we're doing Queen's discography too. Oh, that will fit perfectly.
Right.
Okay, cool. Oops, I revealed one of them. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I was also going to tell you, I'm going to talk about hanging with Mr. Cooper after we
Okay.
talk about Family Matters and shit.
All right.
Since
So
this whole Steve Harvey, Mark Curie thing, and we already talked about the Steve Harvey show,
right.
but it's gonna be bad because I only like the first season of Mr. Cooper. All that's like the
Yeah.
only season I liked all the way through. Anything after the first season is just hit or miss.
Yeah. Freddie Mercury was living a wild life. You know what I mean? Like he was just he was out there doing coking it up, having a lot of sex, and you know, I think that stuff just got just caught up to him.
Yeah, man, Freddie was a wild boy. They all were living wildly and shit like that. It wasn't just Freddie.
Yeah.
But you know what kills me about the Bohemian Rhapsody movie
Mm-hmm.
was the fact that and I kind of hate when they do this, but at the same time, I felt like it was much needed
Mm-hmm.
because they made it seem like Freddie Mercury knew about the AIDS diagnosis or HIV, whatever,
Yeah.
before the Live Aid concert when it happened like literally years after. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I hate when I wish sometimes with these biopics they just tell the fucking truth. I understand that you have to stretch some shit out,
Mm-hmm.
but don't fuck up the
What
timeline.
they doing that for time constraints of the movie, so that's what it was really. That actually was like my introduction to them was watching Live Aid as a kid and seeing Queen perform there. Yeah, La Bamba. I watched that in school. They showed us that.
I love that movie.
That
Oh
was
my,
good.
this is sad that ending. Oh my god, yo.
Hmm.
I'm not even the biggest Richie Valens fan like that, but that the actors and everything like that they did
I
their
didn't know
thing.
who he was until we saw him. We saw the film, and then like Los Lobos came out with that La Bamba song.
Yeah, Richie Valens, he was like one of the first Hispanic rock and roll stars and stuff
Yeah,
like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I mean that's just what it was. They were just cramming, and it fit when you look at it. Like it fit with the movie. Like he does Live Aid, and then finds out that he had AIDS or whatever later on.
Yeah, I mean it fits. Don't get me wrong, it fits, but it's like me like the Jacksons American Dream, for instance, that
Yeah,
miniseries, the New Edition miniseries.
yeah.
Timeline was chronologically great
Hmm.
and everything. I don't even care if they don't ever have to mention the whole album or just the making of the certain albums and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because hell, with the Jackson's American Dream, they didn't talk about Off the Wall, Triumph, Destiny.
Hmm.
It's like they had a scene when Jermaine left. Then they jumped all the way to 1982, which I mean it's natural and stuff like
Right.
that too. But I know they're making another Michael Jackson biopic,
Hmm. Yeah.
so we'll see what happens
What
with that.
what what you think the time jump will be for that film?
I don't know. To be real with you, I
Is
can't
it
even answer that question.
is it going to include Off the Wall or just go straight to Thriller?
The way they're hyping it up, I think they're gonna talk about all the albums the way they're hyping it up, but
Yeah.
who knows? Because with the Tupac biopic and everything,
I was lost when I saw that. That was
man.
that was and I'm wearing a Tupac shirt today. The Tupac thing was everywhere. I couldn't keep up with the timeline for that.
Because as soon as I saw 1995 when they did the prison interview
Yeah.
for Bob or whatever,
Hmm.
I knew the movie was downhill. Because for one, with Ray, you remember the movie with Jamie Foxx movie with Ray, right? I knew.
Hmm.
Oh, what's up, Q? Q just mentioned that. Ray did this. Ray did this method where it's like they talk about his career when he was getting famous,
Yeah.
and then they went back into his childhood, and everything worked out well.
Hmm.
It correlated, it connected well.
Okay.
But every black biopic after that, James Brown, Get On Up,
You didn't
Aretha
like that one,
Franklin, I I like it, but
right?
I don't think it's great because they jumped around a lot of shit,
Hmm.
and it didn't really put James Brown in a good light. And I know James Brown, he had his issues. I know he had his issues. That's neither they or no. But Chadwick Boseman did his thing. The dude that played Bobby Bird, rest in peace to him, because he actually passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I think a year after Chadwick Boseman, or a couple months after Chadwick Boseman passed away.
Jimi Hendrix biopic. That one they didn't cover everything.
I never. The one with Andre 3000, and they didn't mention. They talked about how he got famous and stuff like that because they didn't authorize Jimi Hendrix music.
Right. So you couldn't perform it.
So I'm looking at him. Why the fuck you make a biopic?
I don't know.
The one biopic I do want to see that I have good. The Miles Davis one with Don Cheadle.
I didn't see that one.
I didn't see that one because it came. I think when it came out, it was like around the COVID times, or it was around sometime.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard my homegirl Joanna. Shout out to Joanna, by the way. She said it was a good one. Okay. And Don Cheadle, he rarely disappoints me, in my opinion. So,
Nat King Cole, that would be a good one. Who would play Nat King Cole? Who could play him?
I don't know if I want to see it. And the Natalie Cole biopic was good enough for me. I don't know because Nat King Cole himself, you just can't have anybody play Nat King Cole. Like who they gonna ask? Jonathan Majors? Nah. Cause I can't think of anyone else that resembles Nat King Cole. Like,
it's not a bad pick though, Jonathan Majors.
Hell no. Hell fucking no.
Listen, he's not gonna get canceled forever. This is just for now. He's gonna come back at some point.
I mean, I'm not talking about the cancellation.
He's too good of an actor to get blackballed forever. They're not gonna blackball him forever.
But like Nat King Cole is like this suave kind of guy. I'm not trying to judge Jonathan Major, but he don't look like Nat King Cole. That's what I'm trying to say.
But I'm saying, but with makeup though, you can't see him doing like the Christmas.
You remember
Christmas album cover? I could see him doing that.
You remember when they put makeup on Flex Alexander when he played Michael Jackson?
That's not the same. You know, he don't look like Michael.
Right? I mean, I'm just saying.
How tall was Nat King Cole? Like, he's pretty much around the same height as Jonathan Majors, right?
I heard he was about 6 feet. I heard.
Okay. I think he would play a good Nat King Cole. Now that you brought that up,
I'll have to see, man.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened with this whole thing or whatever, but he's too much of a good actor for them to like get rid of him forever. I don't see that happening.
All I know is this is just for me.
I don't even remember that. What movie was that with Flex playing Michael Jackson? What movie was that?
It was the second Michael Jackson by Man in the Mirror.
I didn't see that one. What year was that?
2004. Yeah, you're not missing nothing. Yeah, you're not missing nothing.
Yeah, and they picked him out of everybody to play Michael Jackson
because his bitch ass needed the money. Him and Shanice, because they can't rely on Shanice smiling just to get money every time and shit. I mean, fuck. I hate that fucking. Oh my god. Bad actor, bad singer. There are a couple made in heaven.
She's not a bad singer. I've heard worse.
The only song I like from her was only 2 songs. Was that "Can You Dance"? Because I thought it was Janet Jackson at first, and then she had another song in the late '90s. I forgot. See, her career is not even that memorable, honestly. Like,
that's just bad casting. I don't even think that's their fault though.
Because they told Flex is known to pick a lot of these projects that are degrading to black people. Y'all remember Homeboys from Outer Space?
That was bad.
Oh, and what did he do? He said,
"Why do you money?" Hold on, MC Hammer had a biopic.
That was the first hip hop biopic. Yeah.
When was this?
2001.
Is this like the Lifetime biopic you're talking about?
It was a VH1 biopic.
I don't think I saw that one.
Guess who played Tupac? You're gonna laugh.
Who?
Lamont Bentley.
What?
Hakeem from motherfucking Moesha.
Oh, are you serious? They can't get Tupac right in no film. Not in Notorious. They had Anthony Mackie play Pac. The Lamont Bentley play Pac in the Hammer film.
The Tupac in
At least the guy that played Tupac in his own biopic, he resembled Tupac. But I just never saw him.
I like the Tupac in Straight Outta Compton, honestly. He was only there for 5 seconds, but he sounded like Tupac more than every other people.
That wasn't the same guy. That was the same guy.
No, it wasn't.
That wasn't the same guy that played Pac in the biopic.
No.
I don't remember him then.
I'll send you his IMDb.
They can't get Pac right at all. Like, don't do nothing with Pac no more.
But they can get Suge Knight right. All you have to do is find a fat ass, light skinned bald motherfucker, and you have a Suge.
Yo.
Just to let you guys know, I'm going off tonight. So
Ahmed Johnson was Suge Knight. I don't even remember that. And I remember watching. You talking about the Tupac film, right? I remember watching that. I don't even remember him in it.
They should have just gotten Tiny Lister or some shit.
Man,
Debo was still alive at that time. Shit. I'm gonna start in about 5 more minutes and shit. And I want to this whole Cat Williams thing. I see a lot of motherfuckers, man. A lot of comedians, man, are chiming in on this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even care because I don't know what he said. That people are so in an uproar about. What did he say?
Like I said, he's talking about he dissed like a lot of comedians. Like first of all, he dissed Steve Harvey and said the entertainer for stealing jokes. He dissed black actors that wear dresses and shit. He dissed Kevin Hart. He called Kevin Hart a plant. He dissed Ricky Smiley because Ricky Smiley kept saying he was the original version of Money Mike. He dissed Martin Lawrence. But one thing about that interview, he gave love to Bernie Mac and Mark Curry and shit.
And this is what people is upset about?
I mean, it's Cat Williams though, because I didn't see no lies. I didn't see no.
But when was the last time he was relevant in comedy though? That's what I'm asking.
He's always been relevant. He's always selling out shows and everything.
Okay, when was the last time that you saw a Cat Williams stand-up special?
Like a new one?
A new one that was promoted, and it was. You would remember there was a time in the 2000s when he was signed to Dipset, and they were promoting everything he was doing. I haven't seen that from him in at least 15 years. When was the last time that you seen a Cat Williams comedy stand-up special and people talked about it? Because the last one I seen when he was like, when he was talking shit about Michael Jackson before Michael passed away, and then after Michael passed away, he was like, I think he said he don't take back what he said or whatever.
Yeah. I saw that one.
That was the last one that I seen. That was the one in Atlanta when he had I think Little Johnny came out on stage.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
The Brat was in the audience. That's the last time that I seen like a stand-up from him where people was talking about it. So that was a long time ago. So that's what I'm saying is like, has he been relevant since then?
Here's my thing, because I know people have their different definitions of relevancy. If you're still working and you're still fucking making noise in the business, because he's still doing his thing. He's actually won an Emmy recently.
Okay. What did he win an Emmy for?
He was in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
That show Atlanta.
Okay.
And he's done some dramatic work. He was on that show Blackish for a bit and everything like that too. So he's still putting in work. It's just that he's just finding new ways to shine and everything.
But there was a time when people was talking about him, and he was it in comedy. Like you hear anytime Dave Chappelle come out with something, you hear about it. Dave Chappelle dropped the new Netflix special, you hear about it. Or Chris Rock, whatever. Chris Rock and Kevin Hart did like a behind the scenes type of special for Netflix. You hear about it. Even with Kevin Hart, any movie come out with, you hear about it. I haven't heard nothing about Cat Williams in years, except for this shit right now. Like, that's why I'm like, why do people care so much about what he said? So he talks shit about other comedians. So what? That don't happen?
I mean, he's saying what pretty much everyone's been saying for years and stuff,
But about what though? That's what I'm saying. What has people been saying for years about what he said?
Like Steve Harvey steals jokes and shit.
Okay, so
Kevin Hart.
What are we taking from what Cat Williams has said now? Okay, like I saw, like, what is it? Last time I checked, it was like 18 million on Club Shay Shay that saw it. what are we taking from that? That everything that he said. What are the repercussions that from what he said? Are people gonna care? Are they gonna look at Steve Harvey like, oh, Steve Harvey steals jokes and not support him? What are we taking from that? So he came out and he said Kevin Hart is an industry plant, and he said Ludacris is part of the Illuminati and shit. What are we taking from that? So are you gonna look at Ludacris differently now because he might be a part of Illuminati? I don't see what that's what I'm saying. Is like I think it's overhyped. You're talking about what he had to say, but what are we taking from what he had to say? That's not gonna stop me from playing Ludacris because he feel like Ludacris is an Illuminati. How many other artists supposedly is an Illuminati? Jay-Z, Beyonce, Carmelo Anthony. I've heard all kind of different celebrities.
I don't believe that Illuminati shit.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, apparently it's a real thing. Noriega, remember Noriega did an interview with Vlad years ago talking about it. I don't think Noriega gonna lie about that shit. And this is before he had Drink Champs. What are we taking from that? Like, I just think it's more publicity for Cat Williams than anything else.
I mean, he is going back on tour too. So
okay, so he's going back on tour. Like, so he couldn't find another creative way to promote his stuff instead of bashing people and calling them out. He's talking. Everybody's speaking on Puffy now. That's nothing new. That's like, take your turn. Tomorrow it'll be Jay Leno speaking on Diddy or something. Billy Crystal gonna have something to say about Diddy. Everybody talk about Diddy. This is nothing new. It's becoming boring.
I'm tired of this whole Diddy shit. Just throw them all fucking in jail already.
It's becoming boring. I literally left a podcast because that's all they wanted to talk about was Diddy this and Diddy that.
Diddy.
What TD Jakes is a relationship with him. I don't care. If you're a nostalgic platform and your thing is to discuss nostalgia, that's what I'm there for. I'm not there to talk about scandals and TMZ chatty patty shit. That's why I left that other podcast because they don't hold up the brand nostalgia. They want to talk about TMZ shit. I don't care about that. I don't follow none of these people. I don't wake up in the morning worrying about what Diddy is doing. I don't care.
Right. Well, I'm ready to start this whenever you are.
That's what.
What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing this lovely Sunday night? It's your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try in the building with me.
Yo.
Glad everyone's still here. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Before I start, I do want to give a rest in peace to David Soul. Let me turn this shit down. I'm gonna get copyrighted. David Soul, for those who don't know, he was a singer and actor, but mostly known for his acting. From Starsky and Hutch, which was a very popular show in the 70s to the 80s, and everything like that too. That had him of course starting the show. What's the other motherfucker's name? Paul Michael Gessler, Antonio Fargas. You know what I'm saying? That show ran from 1975 to 1979, and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a pretty cool show. I mean, I wasn't really the biggest Starsky and Hutch fan though, but I did like the acting on it, and it was probably the most friendly cop show at that time. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Cop shows back in the 70s were pretty ill. I love Kojak. Rockford Files was pretty okay. My dad loves Rockford Files. Right. Sitcom wise, I'm Barney Miller. I don't want to be a cop though. Don't get me. I don't want to be a cop, but I just like cop shows. Even though the best cop show is New York Undercover, but that's another story for a different day. Yes. Y'all check out that review we did on that years ago. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to David Soul and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? I never knew he actually was a singer until like months ago. Actually, you know what I'm saying? I think he had like one hit, "Don't Give Up on Us," and everything. So that's pretty cool. Also too, there's not really a hip hop album that really came out on this day as an anniversary. So let's just jump right straight to I didn't see the reboot of Starsky and Hutch with Snoop Dogg.
I went to see
I
that actually. I went to see that.
Was that good?
When was that? Like it was 2000
Three.
something. I forgot. Yeah, I went to see that. It was good. I mean, they try to make it like a comedy type of thing. You know,
Yeah, I
like
figured.
when they were like doing like the Dukes of Hazard movie, where they try to make that comedy and the Starsky and Hutch. But I love the original OG show because it was a cop show, but in it was just different. Like a lot of those shows back then, like the '70s cop shows, was just all about the cop shows, and they didn't really delve too much into like the characters' personal lives like that. Like now you see like Law and Order, every character they have like a story for them and stuff like that, and
Right.
the red car with the siren on top, that was like an iconic car for a TV car. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
And
next to Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah,
yeah, the General Lee, right? And those are the shows that I watched when I was a kid. Starsky and Hutch and Dukes of Hazzard. Those shows. So my mom was watching that stuff too, Kojak and all that.
definitely. All right. Right. So tonight's review, and first of all, we're back to doing artist Sundays. We're back to doing artist Sundays on a Sunday. So let's all do that. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna actually talk about Kid and Play with their final studio album. Face. Oh, he got the vinyl, y'all. Oh wait, I got that shit for you, right?
Yes, you did, Rich. I appreciate.
I just realized. Wow, I got that. I realized I got that shit. Okay.
Yes, you did.
Because originally I was gonna get you the CD, but they sold out the CD. So I was like, well, he's a vinyl head.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you a story? I told you a story about when I had the CD back in the day.
No, you never told me. What's up?
Okay, this is '91, and I went to the record store to get this album and the Diamonds and Pearls from Prince.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, remember? Yeah, I think I mentioned it. Like they came out the same year. I went to get it at the same time, and I bought Naughty by Nature, the cassette single for OPP, and I went to the supermarket after. I took the bus home. I got off the bus and went to the supermarket. And back then was when supermarkets they used to like take your bag at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they had like the security guard or whatever.
Yeah.
And like we went shopping at the supermarket and then getting ready to leave, and my bag from the record store had got mixed up with another lady's bag. So the other lady that I guess that she didn't check the bag where she took it. She had my bag and walked out of the store with it, and I had her bag, and I didn't notice it until like halfway when I was going home, and then I turned around and walked back to the store, and she came back with the bag. So they had mixed the security guard had mixed our bags up. So she actually walked away with my Kid and Play CD for this and the Diamonds and Pearls Prince album and the Naughty by Nature single. And she when I greeted her, it's like she apologized and everything, and yeah, but that was just wild. I was like, and it's my fault too. I should have checked the bag. I should have checked the bag to make sure everything was in it. Now you got to do that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But back then, because you left the bag with the security guard, you're thinking it's in good hands. They're gonna make sure, and they actually used to give you like the number. You remember when they give you the number? You take the numbers
Yeah.
and they used to give you after they check your bag. It's almost like if you go to like a club and they got like a coat checker and they take your coat, they give you like a number. And then when you come back
Right.
to get the coat, you got to give them the number, and then they search for your coat. So back then, when they used to take the bags at the supermarket, they supposed to give you a number, and once you give him back the number, that's when he's supposed to find the number for your bag. But they got mixed up, But luckily, I got it back. But that's like the only time where I bought records and it almost got stolen. So you know what I'm saying? So I always remember that because I'm like, yo, yeah, that was the day I bought the Prince Diamonds and Pearls and Kid and Play Face the Nation.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember them shits. I could remember like every time I went to a record store. You know what I mean? It was just crazy.
Man, that's when you just gotta check your shit, boy. But I understand though. I definitely understand. Because that kind of happened to me one time. I remember. Well, a similar story. I remember when sometimes I go to the vinyl store, and let's just say what I thought. Oh wait, actually, yeah, I got a store. So I got a copy of Ozzy Osbourne. What I thought was Ozzy Osbourne's Diary of a Madman, which was his second album. My second favorite Ozzy album, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? It's going on vibrate. Sorry about that, y'all. And so I was chilling, right? I was chilling. I got home. I was like, okay, I got Ozzy Osbourne's Diary of a Madman because pretty much I'm gonna explain why this is significant. Because I got the OG version, right?
Right.
So that I get the vinyl out. It wasn't Diary of a Madman. It was his first album, Blizzard of Oz. Now, hear me out. So pretty much, for all of my Ozzy Osbourne fans, you should know that the certain reissues of the earlier Ozzy albums have widely been criticized because of the fact that this stupid Sharon Osbourne, pretty much, she didn't want to pay the original musicians their rightful royalties, so she hired session musicians. She hired session musicians to actually replay everything and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? To play, and a lot of diehard Ozzy fans was dissing her for that shit. That's why a lot of diehard Ozzy fans don't really like her. I'm going to keep it a buck with you,
right?
And everything like that too. So if you guys get like the 2011 remastered edition, that's pretty much the OG version, but with all the original playing parts. And I mean, she took out the shit with like Randy Rhoads guitar playing. Like that's the mind blowing thing right there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful because the OG version of Blizzard of Oz in general is very hard to come by. You know what I'm saying? Which I definitely got to do a review on that at some point. It's very hard to come by. It's the most accessible version is like the 2002 remastered edition, which of course I'm not going to get that, of course. But yeah, man. So that's why I was just like, I didn't check it, but for once it worked out for me well. But you guys should know that there's times when it didn't work out for me well. When I thought we were going to talk about the Escape album, and we're gonna review the album, y'all. We're just talking shit.
That happened to me. Remember when I was somebody had mailed me what I thought was the Wu-Tang album, the compilation, The Swarm.
Yeah.
And in the case, it was the Memphis Bleak album instead. I was pissed.
Man, I thought I got Escape Traces of My Lipstick, but I ended up fucking getting J-Lo, and I'm just like, no.
Oh man,
I was like, no to J-Lo.
I think I would have been pissed more about the J-Lo album than Memphis Bleak.
Which Memphis Bleak album was it again?
It was the first one, Coming of Age.
Oh yeah, I would have definitely been pissed more for it.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Kid and Play because we done talked about 20 minutes on this shit. But first of all, dope story by the way.
Yes.
Second of all, so this is their last album that they came out with and everything on Select Records. Singles this album was known for are Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody. Of course that was a single.
Yep.
Slippin', which they did have a video for. They also had a video for Next Question.
Oh, they did.
I think that's the official video. I'm gonna say I think that's the official video, but I'll send it to you. But they want to make it seem like the main single was Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody, but the best known ones was that one and Slippin' and shit.
And there's a remix, the
Large Professor.
Large Professor remix for that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But this was on Select Records, which was under Electra Entertainment. Executive producers were Kid and Play. Ain't really? Y'all notice anybody missing? Herbie's not executive producers, so we'll get more into that. Other producers include, of course, Herbie, Alan Blake, Andre Chambers, Dana Mosey, Eric Quicksilver Johnson, Mark Eastmond, and Pete Rock. and no guest appearances on this album. So, yeah. Spoiler alert. I spoiled this already, but this is actually the Kid and Play album. That's my favorite one. Spoiler alert. I'm just
You
gonna.
said that, yes. I
I said that a
remember.
couple of times. This album and House Party 3 are the ones I cannot wait to talk about the most and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, there's a video for Slipping too. I remember that one.
Yeah. Very weird video and shit. Very weird video.
It's a storytelling track though.
Yeah. Which again, we're gonna talk about. There was like a few storytelling tracks. But we'll talk about
Yeah.
this album. So after the release of Funhouse and after the release of the House Party 1 and 2 soundtracks and shit like that, they were pretty much very popular at this time because this House Party 2 actually came out October 23rd, and this album came out September 24th. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
House Party 2 came out later and shit like that too. But they had their Saturday morning cartoon though.
Yeah.
You know, they had their Saturday morning cartoon, which that was on NBC and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? And so also around this time too, a significant thing happened that would pretty much change and pretty much solidify the style of Kid and Play around this time. Kid got rid of his high top fade
Yes.
because this is around the time he started having those fucking braids and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And
That was a thing. That was a look.
that was the thing.
Like,
Yeah, because he was in the West Coast. He was in California around that
right.
time. Man.
If you had like a high top fade or something similar, or if you just like grew your hair out and then like you would like I had braids, but I had like the box braids and then I would just like shave the sides of it. I would like shave the sides. So every couple weeks I go to the barber. He would either like shave it completely bald or like shape it up. But that was a look. And then when Chris Cross came in, they had that look too. You know what I'm saying? So that basically is what the look. That's the look that Kid went for with the braids and just having the sides shaved bald and then just braiding it on top.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was a better look for him. You know what I mean? Like the high top fade was like his look, but then you had people like Kwame with his high top fade,
Oh God.
and then he had like the little blonde streak in the front. There were other people that was like starting to do that. You know what I mean? So it was like I think Kid needed a new look at that time, and that was like the look he went for.
Definitely. And it's just like, by the way, my food's like 5 minutes away, just letting you know. And it's just like that time, it just like really because like I said, I love the high top fade look. I love the look and shit like that. But there was an interview Kid did. He just felt like he just wanted a more mature look.
Right.
Everything, which again, when it came to this album, just in terms of Kid and Play, and I say this loosely, this might be their most mature and darkest album, to keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? But more mature emphasis, you know what I'm saying? More emphasis on the mature because let's be real, Kid and Play, you know, they're not like rappers that would just drop a curse word in like every fucking bar and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just like if DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince home base is it's daytime, Face the Nation is nighttime, if that makes sense.
Okay. I never heard it like that, but
no, I'm just saying because like Summertime, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Summertime.
Right.
Very, very dope song. I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody, Kid and Play. Another very good song, which again, we talked about that song last week on the House Party 2 soundtrack and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Which I can put those two next to one another and say, because if you ask a lot of people, like the older fans, they would say a good percentage would say that's their favorite songs from the duos and everything like that too.
Right.
And I kind of like this era. This is actually my favorite era of Kid and Play too. You know what I'm saying? Just know, they were just definitely in tune with one another and everything like that too. And Play started writing some rhymes too around this time this album was released.
Right.
Now, granted, they also got into some issues with a few rappers, which we'll talk more about that. I don't want to say anything right now,
And
and
that
I
and that
don't
was
want
a good thing
nobody
for
in the
them.
comments to say
That was a
anything.
good thing for them. They have to respond.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that because there's a story behind it. But Troy got that lovely album cover, which is an album that I can't believe I don't have in my collection.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kid just looks fucking pissed. Like
There you go. This was a serious album for them.
how
They were
how
serious on it.
it's like the you know what I think. You know what I think. I think with Herbie still trying to ease control and everything.
Right.
He didn't want just a black and white album cover. He didn't want to
Yeah.
scare the group. So he's like, "Hey, y'all, let's just do a happy pose and put that in the middle."
This is like Face the Nation. They used to be a show called Face the Nation on TV. I think it would come on like Sunday mornings. It was like a real political show. This is like their political black and white picture. Like we're facing the nation and we're gonna discuss certain things that maybe you didn't think we could talk about, or whatever was on their mind at this time. This is what they talked about on this album. And it was a serious album. Like they're not smiling. Well, they're smiling in the middle. They're smiling in the
Right.
middle. I don't think they should have been smiling in the middle. Kid got that stupid grin on his face, but I like the black and white picture. That they could just had this as the album cover, and it would have been great, and people would have understood. Like, yo, they're not talking about Funhouse or House Party on this album. This is a more serious album for them. And I thought the album cover was dope. You know what I'm saying? You got the
I love
DJ
it.
on the back, DJ Wiz, underrated DJ, but they never forgot about their DJ because DJs mattered back then. And I love the fact that back then groups included their DJ in everything, including the album covers.
Right. Yeah, man. Very, very, very took the words out my mouth on that one and shit. So this album has about can't talk today. 11 songs. One of them is a remix. One of them we talked about last week. Pretty straightforward review we about to do, y'all. You know how we do it because we the best we ever do it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just say something. We probably the only motherfucking hip hop podcast that gave respect to a lot of these pop rap rappers like DJ Jazz Diffy, Fresh Prince, Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play. Cause we pretty much appreciate all aspects of the hip hop culture.
Right.
It's not just fucking boom bap and gangster rap, and I love that shit. But
Right.
we give us. I ain't never seen no more. I literally like to just go on YouTube and just randomly type motherfucker say organized confusion reviews. You know what I'm saying? I've seen my personal favorites
Mhm.
do reviews. Like shout out to Mobility One. He did very dope reviews on all the albums. Stressed was my first hip hop review and everything, but
Uh-huh.
if I type in fucking Snoop Dogg review and some shit like that, everybody, a good 60% will have done doggy style reviews.
Exactly.
But then if they do something like maybe No Limit Top Dog, I'll probably get like a 5-minute or 6-minute review from a certain somebody. But that's all I'm gonna say for right now. I just want to say that's good job for starting off.
But that's what I was saying. Is like I don't want to talk about the same albums that everybody else talked about.
Right.
Unless it was like an album anniversary and it's like 30 years for this album and I never talked about it, that's different. Right. But if it's like if you type in Doggy Style, there's hundreds of other podcasts that talked about the same album.
Right.
But are they going to talk about the Snoop 3 albums on No Limit, which to me was his best? Are they going to talk about that? Are they going to talk about Bush, the Bush album, or Blue Carpet Treatment, or Rhythm and Gangster? Are they going to talk about those? And we did a whole
discography breakdown.
A whole discography breakdown, which was epic. Because I said for certain shit, I'm going to listen to this artist stuff. So for that discography breakdown, I listened to all Snoop Dogg albums. If I didn't have them in my collection, then I listened to them. That's why it was an epic breakdown. And we told you which ones were classic, which ones were mediocre, which ones were crap. Nobody else is doing it. That's what I get hyped for when it comes to discussing certain artists.
Right.
I don't get hyped for discussing Ready to Die because I talked about that since high school. I have nothing else left to say about Ready to Die, right? Or Illmatic or The Chronic. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get my food right quick, Bob. Give me like 2 seconds.
You know, So Top Dog was great to me. Like I said, Snoop Dogg to me, after Doggy Style, his best albums were on No Limit. And I'm not even a No Limit fan, but to me, that was his best shit, like consecutively. After that, you got Blue Carpet Treatment, which is a classic album to me. You got Rhythm and Gangster, which was a great album. You know, some of those albums were hit and miss after though. But it was great just to talk about his whole body of work than just Doggy Style all the damn time. It seemed like that's all people know.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
RBX Files. That's an album that nobody talks about.
Which one?
RBX Files. The solo album he had.
Ooh. I gotta get that shit.
Yeah. I love it. RBX. So I had that on cassette back in the day.
Got you. You can start it off. I'm following you up.
We start with Kid and Play.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Track 1 is It's Alright, Y'all, produced by Eric Quicksilver Johnson. Oh damn! I didn't know Eric was a producer. He got the same name. He got the same name. That's crazy. Quicksilver did a couple of joints on this album, and he started off with this. This was like one of my favorite songs on this album because like the beat was fire, and it was like a monotone track. There wasn't a lot of bass in it, and I think Kid set it off dope, and he had like some scratches in it done by Quicksilver. The bass line was done by him. I think Kid had a dope. He just set it off right, and it had like a clip. I want to say the clip is from Good Times.
Yes, sir.
With JJ.
Yeah.
That's what started off the track, and that I think that's why it was memorable to me. Like, because I grew up on Good Times too, and JJ was just crazy on that show. But it's definitely a banging track to start off the album.
Definitely. Yeah, I had to get a quick bite in and shit like that. So I was he started off and shit.
Yeah.
All right, so first motherfucking track we got is It's Alright, Y'all. Very, very, very dope track. Not gonna hold you. Love the beat and everything like that too. I want to start the song off with this one.
No,
I'm gonna say
you would have started the album with this.
The next one, but I'm gonna get more into the next one.
Okay.
Yeah. Not saying this is the bad track, because this track is fire. A little trivia though. That Good Time sample that they use, first of all, that was from the Christmas episode in the 6th season. He was introducing Bookman, who was doing that Santa Claus dance.
Right.
I have to show off my sitcom trivia and shit like that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? By the way, we did review Good Times too, so y'all can just check that shit out because we always on top of everything. We didn't wait till Norman Lear died and everything. But anyway, another rapper used that Good Time sample though.
Who used that?
2 years after. Grand Puba.
For
Lick Shot.
Oh damn. I didn't know.
Yeah, boy.
Wow.
That's what caught my attention too, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh fuck. So I guess a lot of rappers love this certain episode of Good Times and shit.
Yeah.
And this was
the projects. I mean, who wouldn't like it?
This was after James died and shit. I was like, okay. I was like, fuck it. I mean, it's not one of my favorites. I mean, I love the episode and shit like that. Because every time I watch that scene and shit like that, I always just like think of Grand Puba and stuff. And the way how Puba used it with that beat and shit like that. I feel like Puba used that better. Not saying Kid and Play didn't use that good though, but yeah. All right, track number 2. We got Back on Wax. Now I would have started the song off with this one. This one right here is
right. No, I don't really care for the beat for this though.
What?
No.
Oh,
not the start of this album, man.
Light Skin Dream and Dark Sex Machine.
No. I think It's Alright was the perfect opener with that JJ sample. You know what I mean?
Man, this beat had an EPMD feel to it.
You think so?
Yes.
Back on Wax? What? Yeah. Let me hear PMD on it then. Let me hear because I don't think it was a good beat.
I feel like EPMD. I was gonna say that same shit. I feel like EPMD could have killed this beat too.
Yeah. This would have been good for business number personal.
Ooh, yes,
You
yes.
know what I mean?
But yeah, this song was pretty ill as fuck though. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I like how they call themselves motherfucking light skinned dream and dark sex machine. That's kind of
Right.
then all of a sudden Kane's called himself the Dark Clark.
Dark Clark Gable. That was his moniker.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But this one's pretty good.
I didn't care for the beat for this though. I just
No.
thought I don't know. I just thought like it was okay, but maybe if you give it to Eric and Paris, they would have made it better. You know?
Right. Cause motherfucking at that time, Eric Sermon, he was starting to have that signature bass line.
Right.
And signature bass lines and shit like that too, which he was killing that shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like, oh, we got to talk about No Pressure. We didn't. Damn, I didn't review No
Yeah.
Pressure. Wow.
No pressure, definitely.
But I did do the second album years ago.
Well, what's it called?
Um,
Welcome.
Double or Nothing. Double or
Double
Nothing.
or Nothing. That joint.
My favorite Eric Sermon album. I don't give a fuck.
That was fire.
Right, man. Next track. Got a Good Thing Going On. So like I said before, you know, Play was starting to write rhymes around this time too, and this is like one of the first songs he wrote. Of course, it would be a chick song, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
That's just who he is.
That's who he is.
Right, but with all seriousness aside, all joking aside, excuse me. The beat definitely has like an early '90s R&B and house feel to it,
Yeah.
but not the Marley Marl house. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. You know, but this one was pretty straight. It was pretty straight. I feel like the beat, it was like a lot going on with the beat and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was definitely an R&B type of track, and you know, this is Play. I think Play was like the ladies' man of duo, and it was alright. It's again, it's not like one of my favorites, and I knew like the album was gonna have something like this on it because that's what they've done with every album.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, to me, it was more of Play. You could tell it was more Play style than Kid or whatever. So
Right.
you know.
Definitely. All right, track number 4. Next question. My favorite song on this album. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Right.
I'm not even gonna fucking hold you. This was one of the earliest beats produced by Pete Rock, too. So, remember how I said that Kid and Play was getting into some beefs?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the second verse on this track was actually aimed at Vanilla Ice and Two Live Crew. So the story goes with Two Live Crew. So y'all remember that show Video Soul?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much it was Kid and Play and Salt and Pepper in one episode. And this was in 1989, 1988, 89, one of them years. And Donnie Simpson was asking Salt and Pepper what they thought about like Two Live Crew, and they pretty much just was hard on Two Live Crew. They dissed them, saying that their music was not respectful to women, and Kid and Play were in the background. They didn't even say shit.
Mm-hmm.
So Two Live Crew, they had a song called I Ain't Bullshitting. One of my favorite and most underrated diss tracks ever. And Luke is just talking shit about Salt and Pepper and Kid and Play. So most of the venom was aimed at Kid and Play, but mind you, Kid and Play rarely said shit. It was mostly Salt and Pepper. And the issue with Vanilla Ice, it was the fact that on the song Play That Funky Music from the To The Extreme album,
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that too, Vanilla Ice had a line where he said, "The girlies say they love me, and that is okay, and I can dance better than any kid and Play."
No.
Right.
No.
And also too, they just didn't care for him because they thought he was a half-ass MC Hammer and shit like that too. So pretty much, they did this. The second verse, they aimed it at Damn. So when it came to like Kid and Play, I mean, when it came to what's his name, Vanilla Ice, some of the lines it was like, "Soft silly suckers seem to be the rage, so let's all sing a song of sixpence. Another white boy kicking pure nonsense. He's a pitiful individual from whom I don't hear anything original. Claim to dance better than those that created the kick step. Is he stupid? Yep, yep." And so my favorite lines was aimed at Two Live Crew.
Right.
I look at that kid like, why you have to go that hard at them? Talking about, now let me pull another man's card from the land where the bass hits hard, Miami. Where he and his bums rap, wearing a scarf that looking like a dunce cap. Last year's diss didn't amount to much. You swung first, now here the counter punch. The only way you get attention on your records is because you talk dirty and your dancers are half naked. And the third verse, they're talking about the criticism that they always received, because when you come to the house party movies, a lot of people felt like they pretty much do not portray dark-skinned women in a good light compared to the lighter-skinned women and everything like that too. So they actually went back and forth with this one, talking about, it's rare in life we found somebody to give us love, a gift from God above. It took us long to seek it, then friends critique it because they ain't the same color or the way they speak it. It's not right or coincide with the fight. Ending prejudice not just against us. Okay, now don't mean to get off track, but you question my taste as though it's not black. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was pretty ill as fuck.
Yeah.
This song, the Kid and Play Wave from the first album are two of my favorite songs they've ever done, period. And should be in any top hip hop tracks. And this song was actually on my top underrated hip hop disses too, on one of my Wider Beef series. Y'all can check that out too.
I love it. I think this was like this is a song that Kid and Play needed to do. Like when it came to artists like Two Live Crew or Vanilla Ice, especially Vanilla Ice, because Vanilla Ice was arrogant. He was going around at that time acting like he was the best shit in rap. And I was a fan. I was a fan of Vanilla Ice. I did buy, To the Extreme back in the day. I did buy the Cool as Ice soundtrack. I was a fan for that 15 minutes. And then the minute I saw him on Arsenio Hall show and he's acting real arrogant with Arsenio, that's when I didn't become a fan. And then plus it was like the line about where he was from. Was he from Dallas? Was he from Miami? Like he was jumping different genres. He did rock. He jumped to reggae. He was jumping different genres. This man, like, he got kicked out of rap and he didn't know what to do, and he just started jumping other genres or whatever. And it just wasn't a good look. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at him like he had talent, but at the same time that he came out, Hammer was out. So we kind of looked at Vanilla Ice like he was like the white version of him. You know what I'm saying? The same type of parachute pants Hammer had on, Vanilla Ice was rocking. The same type of dance steps Hammer was doing, Vanilla Ice was doing. So it was like a carbon copy. This was like the record label, creation of, this is our version of MC Hammer. We got Vanilla Ice now. You know what I'm saying? And you just can't go around and shit on the people that were here before you. You know what I'm saying? And that was his mistake. And this was the song that Kid and Play needed to do, to show people like, yeah, we got a Saturday morning cartoon, we got movies on the big screen, but we also can make a diss record. And I felt like Will Smith should have did that the minute Ice-T said that your style of rap was Disney rap, and he didn't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But Kid and Play, they from Queens. They're not from no suburb. They're from the mean streets of Queens.
Right.
And they had to do a song like this. And I love the fact that Kid went forward in saying what he needed to say against Uncle Luke. And my thing is like this. How many beefs can you be a part of, Luke? You got dragged on the Chronic intro by Dre and Snoop. Like,
then
you get a lesson from that?
Then he had beef with Run DMC too.
You know what I'm saying? It's like how many beefs could this guy be a part of where you're taking L's in these
And, and mind you, he was fighting for freedom of speech in that court case and shit. I'm just
Yes,
like,
I
damn,
give him that. I think that is the best thing that he's done for hip hop. His contribution to hip hop was fighting for the artists and their right for freedom of speech. That's the best thing. I was never a Uncle Luke fan, but the best thing he did for the hip hop was fighting the system against artists and saying whatever the fuck they wanted to say. Because now, when you look at artists like Gunna and the other cat that's locked up, they're trying to use their lyrics against them in court, and I think that's wrong. I don't care whatever they're from, whether it's drill rap, whatever. Any artist supposed to should be able to speak their mind in this country. It is this is the land of the free, home of the brave, right? So they should be able to speak their mind. So that part for Luke, I give him his props for that. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the music and you go in that Dre and Snoop and you go in that Kid and Play, and he lost those battles. You know what I'm saying? And this is a song that it needed to happen. Like it needed to come out where you could show people and everybody else that had shit to say about them, like they crossed over. But wasn't that the thing to do? Wasn't that the ultimate goal at the end of the day if you're artists? Was I heard Jay-Z say on the Blackout posse cut on DMX second album, a ghetto nigga. I'm a ghetto nigga trying to get Will Smith numbers. That was the aspiration was to get like Will Smith, to have your own sitcom on prime time and to make it in Hollywood as well as rap. That was the ultimate goal for artists, and that now all of a sudden it's bad to cross over. You know what I'm saying? So that's it's like they tried to make Kid and Play look like they was like some crossover chumps, and that wasn't them. And
they only had one Billboard Hot 100 hit.
Exactly. It's not like they had like a shit. I mean, for us, they got more than one hit to me. You know what I'm saying? They got joints that were slept on that it don't have to make the top Billboard 100 for it to be a great song. But they did their thing and they represented the culture well. You know what I'm saying? And you never hear about Kid and Play in any scandals and shit. You know what I'm saying? And because it was all about the music at the end of the day. They're not in any entanglements. Nobody's talking about Play's baby mama on social media and shit because we don't care about that. It was about their contribution and the work at the end of the day, and they needed to make this type of song. And the beat from Pete Rock was fire, and this is early Pete Rock. This is before Mecca and the Soul Brother, before Main Ingredient. Like this is like young Pete Rock, still new to the business, and he gave them fire on this album. And I'm glad that they responded to Uncle Luke and the Vanilla Ice.
Definitely.
You good?
Yeah, I choked on a fucking French fry and shit.
Oh man.
But anyway, I definitely agree with you about that shit. It's kind of crazy too, cause damn.
Have some water, yo.
I drank all my fucking water. Hold on.
You drank your water already?
Okay, now I'm good. Sorry about that. But I was saying, it's kind of crazy too because they actually responded to this song, Luke and JT Money, on Luke's album. I think it's 1991 or 92 album. He had a song called Pussy Ass Kid and Hoe Ass Play. And Kid was like, when he heard that song, he's like, yeah, let's squash this beef right now.
But for what though? I mean, what did they? They didn't start the beef. They didn't start it.
It was Salt-N-Pepa, technically.
Salt-N-Pepa?
Yeah, because they were the ones who was talking shit, and Kid and Play just got caught up.
Well, I think naturally Kid and Play going to stick up for Salt-N-Pepa because they know each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As far as, I mean, Salt-N-Pepa could have did a diss song to Uncle Luke and it still would have been fire. They actually knew how to spit bars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what did they squashing? I mean, I'm not saying that the beef shouldn't have been squashed. I'm just saying I don't think it should have been up to them to do it because they didn't start the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you start a beef with me, it's up to you to squash the beef. I'm not squashing the beef because you came at me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have a right to speak out about it and be mad about it. But it's up to you. Since you're the one that started the beef, you should be the one to end it.
Definitely. You're right. And also a little trivia before we go to the next song. On that Luke album, I got shit out my mind. The song Faking Like Gangsters, that actually started the beef with NWA, which drove to Dre and Luke. And y'all should know like that rap the Jacker, that Jack the Rapper, when they used to that Jack, you know, back in the 90s.
Convention, yeah.
Yeah, there used to be a fight. There was a fight between Luke and his boys and some Death Row boys and shit like that too.
Right.
So I did a whole beef episode on that, and that's actually my favorite beef episode I've ever done. Just to let y'all know. You know, I always got to promote myself and let people know that I've been here for a good minute. You know what I'm saying?
He fuck your shit, Reg. He fuck with the wrong one the minute he called out Dre and NWA and just hearing that Chronic intro, I was like, yo, what the fuck am I hearing? What is this? You know what I'm saying? What is this? And then it goes into Dre Day. I'm like, bro, that album is just classic from the intro.
Right. Snoop was throwing shots at Ren, Q,
everybody. This is Snoop Dogg when he didn't have an album out. He didn't have a single out yet. He's green to the industry. He's like, yo, I'm going at Uncle Luke. Fuck him.
Right.
It was crazy.
All right. Next song we're going to talk about is Face the Nation, the title track. This is, again, their most political song, if you want to be technical and shit, self-explanatory. Now, there's always a confusion. A lot of people always think Pete Rock did this beat. He did not do this beat. He did not. It was Eric Johnson, my boy Eric Johnson. Let me stop. It was Quicksilver. You know what I'm saying? But it does sound like a Pete Rock beat. It does have some similarities to some Pete Rock shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, this was a pretty dope track. You know what I'm saying? This actually is another favorite of mine as well too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, the beat was fire. I enjoyed it. I think, like I said, the album cover fits the tone of Kid and Play at the time and the whole theme of the album, and they had shit to say. And again, I love the fact that they were political on this album too, which is something we didn't hear from them in the past. You know, but I love the fact that they went out their way to address different issues going on with the country.
Exactly. No, certain artists need to do some shit like that, but hey, you never know. Never fucking know. Anyway, next song we got in Foreplay. Now this was co-produced by Play, and it was also produced by Alan Blake. This song is like their version of Stetsasonics talking all that jazz, but without the emphasis on sampling. And the reason why I say that, because they drop like one verse and they're talking about how hip hop and jazz correlate with one another. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, this was 1991, the same year Low End Theory came out and shit like that too. Also, I think the same year Gang Starr Step in the Arena came out and shit too. You know what I'm saying? And very interesting song right here. The beat definitely has like a live instrumentation kind of feel to it and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like this one. This one's pretty fire.
This is dope. I like the beat. Play did the beat. We had like some singing on it as well. It was cool.
Definitely. All right. Next track is Slippin'. Very, very, very dope song. The video version was actually produced by Large Professor. I prefer the video version more, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the song, yeah. So the story goes, it's telling a story about, this drug dealer named Gene and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? He was just living on the edge. He's getting like a lot of popularity and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But then, he ends up, getting caught in the wrong fucking tracks and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like he ended up, fucking with the wrong person and he gets pretty much popped and shit. And then the third verse, he got Kid and Play, just pretty much, preaching, talking about, that street shit, leave that street shit alone and everything like that too, you know what I'm saying? This might be the most mature song they've ever done in their discography.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend this song right here and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? And the Large Professor version, I definitely would recommend that too. And they also performed this song on UMTV Raps.
Wow. I actually, when we did the beat battle for Large Pro, I played this song in the beat battle, the remix, because I wanted to play. I don't think everybody knew and still don't know like all of Large Professor's like stuff that he's done for different artists. And I'm like, yo, he did a remix for Kid and Play. Let me add that to the list. So I played the remix for this when we did that battle, and it was great. Like again, a great storytelling track by Kid and Play, and the story of Gene, and how Gene was a drug dealer, and the street life, living the street life. And in the third verse he said, because every time I turn on the news, I see a black man getting cuffed by blues. It's like a fight fix. He throw a right kick, and in daytime get bashed in the head with the nightstick. Just because you want to make the fast dough, if this was Monopoly, you wouldn't pass go. And if you find yourself tripping and you fit the description of Gene, you know the routine, sucker, you're slipping. It had a message to that as well. And again, like this is something different for Kid and Play. I mean, most of their singles were, about having fun and dancing, and they hit us with a single where it's a street story and about Gene and the do's and don'ts of getting caught up in the drug game. I loved it.
Yeah, definitely. Mind you, this was the same group that came out with oh.
Right. Rolling with Kid and Play
Mm-hmm.
and Funhouse.
Right. Now that was a burger. So we already talked about Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about that. I'm not really gonna stress out too much with that. Track number 9, Give It Here. This was actually solely produced by Play.
Okay.
And it's actually my least favorite song on this album. With you. And I just didn't care for the beat, to be real. I didn't really care for the beat.
Yeah, I didn't care for the beat.
I'm just like, yeah, it's the reason why he
Yeah.
There's a reason why he had to co-produce the first time.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah. And the last full track is Bills at the Door. Now this was produced by Pete Rock. And the quality is much better.
Yes.
This is a very original topic at this time. Before Destiny's Child talking about bills, Kid and Play pretty much did this record where they talked about like paying bills and just having money to pay bills, having money. The reason why they rap and tour a lot and have all these shows is because they have to pay bills at the end of the day. And that's why I'm saying like a lot of these artists, especially like with this strike that was happening and everything like that too, you know what I'm saying? People used to say, oh, well, your paycheck is better than mine and shit like that. You should be living a life. Could there be some motherfuckers, we still got bills to pay.
Yeah.
We still got to deal with Uncle Bitch Ass Sam and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I got bills to motherfucking. That's why I haven't even done any collecting yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because a stupid ass mechanic wants to waste my funds on my motherfucking car, but I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on that. Because if I go more on that, I'm gonna start cursing and throwing racial spurs, and I don't want to do that shit. Because it's actually a Kid and Play review, and I don't want to bring negativity to a Kid and Play review.
Right.
But besides the point, as far as the beat goes, I do prefer Next Question, but this was still a very dope beat from Pete Rock and everything. So yeah,
this joint was fire. This might be my favorite song on the whole album. Because when I first heard it back in '91, I'm like, yo, just the fact that Pete Rock did stuff for Kid and Play, it was like, yo, like, and I was wondering what kind of shit he's gonna like give them, and he gave them like some shit that any other MC could rock to. You know what I'm saying? Like the beat was fire. You know, you had some scratches on there by Pete. You know, that was like one of his things that he did. And the bass line was it was a different type of bass line for Pete. It wasn't like one of his Jeep thumping bass lines. It was a different type of bass line on this one. And
Hmm.
this is like a relatable song to anybody that's going through, you know, the hardships of working a 9 to 5 and paying bills on your own, whether it's your cell phone bill or your rent, the light bill, the gas bill, or whatever. And I think when you hear Kid in his verse, like he's voicing his frustrations on having a shitty job and you know toting boxes at a factory, and you know meanwhile he's seeing his friends driving around in Benzes getting paid, and it just he just had enough. He was fed up and he had to voice his frustrations on it. And when he says um he said oh well, I'd rather be broke, but that was an easy decision. My mission was to make dough, not end up in prison, but I'm still on my own. Bill collectors won't leave me the hell alone. They just cut off the telephone. They send me nasty letters at home. So he's voicing his frustrations on bill collectors calling him. They harassing him about payments and shit, and he missing the deadline for these payments, and that's happened to everybody. You know somebody that missed the rent is due and they missed the rent, and they're about to get evicted out of their apartment or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or they didn't pay their cell phone bill and their cell phone is cut off. You can't you have no means of reaching them. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have no line at their house. You know what I mean? So it's a timeless track because anybody could relate to what they're saying on that song, and they're going through it. They might be going through it while they're listening to the song. You know what I mean? So I loved it. I think it was like this should have been the last track on the album. They didn't need a remix for Toe to Toe.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank
That's how the album should have ended up with 10 tracks, and Pete Rock did his thing. I loved it.
you. Definitely. All right, man. We both said our thoughts on the remix, so we can just end the review off right here.
Yeah.
Um, this is actually my favorite Kid and Play album. To be real with you, lyrically, concept wise, it's not your average Kid and Play album because this one they actually went a bit more mature on
Mhm.
this one. You know, they're talking about drugs and
Yeah.
shit. I was like, drugs on the Kid and Play album. Oh
Talking
wow,
about rap beefs, what this something they
right?
never did.
Colorism.
Colorism,
Ooh, ooh.
scary.
Kid and Play. Ooh,
This is almost like Public Enemy. I'm like
right.
I had to take a double take. I'm like, this is Kid and Play,
I was like, fucking.
you know.
And this might be one of my favorite final albums in hip hop. If you want to keep it a buck, man. Because
Mhm.
now I do have a gripe though. I don't
Mhm.
care for the fucking Give It Here track.
Right.
I don't care for that. And
Mhm.
me personally, I would have put Back on Wax as the first track in
I
my
don't know how
opinion.
you could. I don't know how you feel like that. How?
I'm just saying. I mean,
So you love it that much? So it's your top five, top three
top five, top three of what?
of like songs on the album.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like if I had to rank the songs, next question is number one. Slippin' is number two. Back on Wax is number three. Face Nation number four. And It's All Right, Y'all number five. So yeah,
All
ain't gonna hurt nobody. That's my number six. I'm just gonna keep it above.
right. Okay. You didn't really care for that song.
No, no, no. Well, that's my favorite. That's next to the MC Trouble. That's my favorite song on the House Party too.
Really?
But this album, you said what?
That's your favorite song?
Next to the MC Trouble song for the House Party too. Yeah.
Okay.
But see, I'm just saying, it's just like this album, the quality exceeds itself and shit like that. So you know what? I'm not gonna hold you. This is a five mic album. I'm just gonna say it right now. It's a five mic album.
I love the album. It is the I think I feel like it's their most mature album. You know what I'm saying? Like they got away from the dancing and the kick stepping to doing a more serious album in tone. And you know, you I expect, like I said, like I expect the little love joints here and there because that was played. That was his thing. Kid was more of the serious one. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good balance because I mean, if you look at it, without songs like Foreplay and Got It Going On, Got It Thing Going On, the record label could have been like, yo, this is too dark. It's too much of a serious album for y'all. Y'all are not Public Enemy. we got to throw in some love joints on here. That's probably what happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could see a scenario playing out where the album is done and it got too dark and serious, and the record label said we need some radio joints, or we need some love joints on here to balance it out. But it's a mature album mentality for them. You know what I'm saying? And where they were at this point in their careers, and you know, dealing with success, dealing with the pushback from the critics, dealing with rap beefs going on at that time, and I thought it was great. Like I think that's why I was so surprised by the album, because it was a different tone the Kid and Play that I didn't expect compared to the first two albums, and the production was great. You know, Eric Silver Johnson did his thing, Pete Rock did his thing on here. You know, I like the fact that they made a dope album without Herbie involved, and which he was involved in their first two. He was involved in all the Salt and Pepper stuff for the most part, and they said we're gonna handle this. Play handled the production on his own as well, and I thought it's a great album. You know, I feel like there could have been more singles from this though. I would have loved to see a video for Bills at the Door, and for All Right Y'all. You know, even for Face the Nation, I think the title track to me, it like fit the tone for the album. You know what I'm saying? And it was good. So for me, it's definitely. I don't know if I'm gonna say five, Mike, because I think I don't like the love joint song. I think the love joints could have went, but I understand why they did it. But I'm gonna definitely say 4.5, and it's they three albums to me is great. Like I love Too Hype, I love Funhouse, I love this album. If I had to pick one, I gotta go with Funhouse. I just think Funhouse
Mm.
was Kid's lyrical album. Like lyrically, he stood out on that album, and I love the production. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't like Funhouse. You don't care for the title.
I never said I didn't like Funhouse.
Not
I
the
like.
album, the title track. You don't care what the
Oh
title.
yeah, yeah.
But I love, see, because I was, you know, that album came out at the same time as House Party, so it was like I was listening to both the soundtrack and that album back to back. So it's like, to me, that's their best album. But Face the Nation would be my second one after Funhouse. Just for the like, they did step up their pen game, and it took a different sound from Herbie. You know what I'm saying? And I love that about them, because they gambled doing that too. This is they still at the height of their career with the NBC cartoon, and they got House Party 2. You know, they had Class Act. Well, that was like the following year, it was Class Act or whatever. And you know, they took a gamble not using Herbie for this album, and going in a different direction. But I think that's what you're supposed to do as an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Take risk. Now, sometimes it might work, sometimes it might not. But at least they took that risk, and doing something that they felt true to their heart, and not staying with the regular degular shit, and like, yo, we're gonna try something different. And if it hit, it hit. If it don't, then it don't. And I love it. I think it's a great album. You know, it's dope, definitely. So, um, for me, it's 4.5. But if people say it's 5 mics, that's great too. I'm just not giving it 5 mics because I don't like they've had love songs that was good. I don't like the love songs on this album. You know what I'm saying? Like the love songs on Funhouse was better. When they had I don't know, when they had Decisions, those were
Yeah.
better love songs. I don't care for the love songs that Play did, but I understand why they did it. You know what I'm saying? So I still think it's still a great album though.
I feel you. All right, y'all. So technically, we did finish the Kid and Play, but we still have the House Party 3 soundtrack we want to talk about
Right.
next week. Also, next week, I might just do the whole House Party breakdown next week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, House Party 1, 2. Like, just how we do discography breakdown. Just gonna do just run by them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But right now it's 11:51. Antoine said, "I wish they made another album in '93 because after that, it's it for '94 because of hip hop changed." Yeah,
Yeah, but
like I said, we'll talk about that next week. We'll talk about
that's the thing. It was like, by that time, I don't think they would have gotten. I don't think I think they would have gotten slept on, because at that time it was all about death row, gangster rap. a lot of artists were changing their sound for the hardcore sound. I don't see Kid and Play doing that. It would
Well,
have
they
been.
could. Oh, God, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Now, I was saying I don't think it would have fit them. You know what I'm saying? Like them trying to go hardcore. I've seen groups like the UMCs do that and they fell off.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go from doing Blue Cheese to doing some street shit. It's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I think if Kid and Play did that, that would have ruined their career doing that.
Shoot, I feel you on that. But I was gonna say, like, they could have probably went the Salt and Pepper Very Necessary route. Not them being sexual,
Right?
but because they were sexual on the album. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
a bit more like the same route as Face the Nation, but like a bit more contemporary. They didn't even have to dance. I don't think they were really dancing like that on this album.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, other than ain't gonna hurt nobody, but it was more serious. They didn't have no dance songs like that on here like that. You know what I'm saying? And they had something to say, and I think this was like put up or shut up type of album.
Right.
I don't think the hardcore thing would have worked for them. Like PM Dawn. I love PM Dawn. They fucked up trying to go hardcore also.
They fucked up this trying.
The minute that remember they had that beef with Run DMC and they called out Run DMC and KRS-One and
the audacity.
They tried to go hardcore too and it didn't work for them.
They make better music than them and they have the audacity to go after them. Yeah, I fucking said it. And I wish that motherfucker would talk more shit to me again. But anyway, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So I don't know. I think I would have, if for them to be still in the 90s coming out with music, I would have hooked them up with like, Pete Rock, Diamond D, Primo, like those producers. They wouldn't have to necessarily change their sound, but I don't think they could be doing the Kid and Play kick step in 93.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They would have got tuned out.
Yeah, you remember when Hammer tried to do that pumps in the bump and shit.
Exactly. And you see the flack that Hammer got for that.
Speaking of Hammer, the video that they had to do after the original got banned.
Yeah.
And we don't know why it got banned and shit. But
like the Speedos? Was it because of the Speedos?
It was what was inside the Speedo, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that. Cause that's not coming from me. That was I was coming from research. Cause even Arsenio Hall made a joke about that.
A black man wearing Speedos in the video was controversial back then.
No, it was much more than this black man wearing a Speedo, man. You know that video. So they had to do another video. They had to do another video and whatnot. And Hammer was trying so hard not to dance like that, but he was still trying to keep it gangster and shit. So he did this one move with that where everybody was just leaning back and shit. Like I ain't gonna lie, that's Hammer's best album.
Yes, I don't know about that. He was having fun. He was having fun. Wait. No.
Lyrically, that's his best one.
That's not his best album. Lyrically? What you mean lyrically?
Lyrically, that was his best
album. Is that saying much? Well, I never looked at him like he was a lyricist. I think he's more entertaining than lyricist.
My personal favorite, believe it or not, is the first one. Let's Get It Started. That's my personal favorite.
Okay, I think Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him is his best album. That's his best album to me. That's the album that made him a superstar.
We gotta something. We already talked about Kid and Play, so we might as well talk about Hammer.
Do we have to? Hammer, it was a great entertainer. Like he was having fun. Any time, any show he did, any video, you could tell he was having fun. The man liked to dance, and we didn't have too many artists that were good dancers, and he was probably the best one.
Yo, Ray Short, I was just watching that BMF episode too. I was saying that shit for the longest. Like, don't ever question my integrity, nigga.
I think the the minute Vanilla Ice got on Arsenio and we saw how arrogant he was, that's when we knew that he's not gonna be around for a long time. That's when I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like I was a fan of Vanilla. I did buy his first album. I bought that Cool as Ice soundtrack, which was bad. But when I saw that interview that he did, he just came off arrogant for no reason. I didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Well, like you are a Caucasian white rapper in hip hop, and you on a black man's late night talk show acting like that. You know what I'm saying? He was acting like he was God's gift to rap, and I think that's when I knew that this nigga ain't shit, and he's not gonna be around for a long time.
It was him bringing Flavor Flav to the stage for me.
Him bringing Flavor Flav to the stage?
Yeah, because in the beginning, and I got a story with that. In the beginning, Vanilla was like, "Yo, I want to give a shout out to my boy Flavor Flav," and Flavor Flav came on the stage, and Arsenio was like, "Yo, Flav, get out the stage." He just told Flav get out the stage and shit.
But also, I feel like if Arsenio didn't really want him on the show, why invite him on?
That's how I was going to get at that, because his fucking team picked Vanilla Ice because, of course, he was the hottest thing at that time since white sliced bread, and pretty much Arsenio had heard a lot of shit, and there was a rumor at that time that Vanilla Ice was saying that he was a better dancer than MC Hammer, and everything like that too. And Arsenio was very cool with Hammer, Nice. Him and Hammer go way back and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he just didn't like the fact that, because his team was pretty much like fucking up, talking about he was from the hood. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Vanilla Ice ran with that shit too.
Yeah.
He tried to, because he thought it was no harm pretty much and shit like that. So already like within the first minute and a half, you could already sense the tension.
Yes.
Because Arsenio, if you see Arsenio, if you don't fucking like you, his whole tone and demeanor changes.
Different. Right.
It's not like with Eddie Murphy or Madonna, because he's all like jumping all around and shit like that.
Yeah.
All hype. But with fucking Vanilla Ice, this nigga done turned to motherfucking what's that late night Tom Snyder? What's that late night nigga? He was a white guy. No. Oh, Dick Cavett. Dick Cavendish.
Okay. I don't know who that is. But...
You don't know who Dick Cavett is?
No, who's that?
He was a talk show host back in the day and shit like that. He was a lot of the greatest interviews happened there and shit like that.
Dick Cavett? What do you look like?
Skinny white boy with a Velma haircut from Scooby Doo.
A lot of them had that, Rich.
I'll send you a video.
My thing is like this. It seemed like a witch hunt for Vanilla Ice, and I'm not taking Vanilla Ice side because Vanilla Ice acted arrogant in that interview, but it seemed like, remembering the interview and seeing how Arsenio came off, it was like, do you even want this person on your show? Like I felt like he only had him on the show to expose him or to talk shit about him.
Well, a lot of talk show hosts, they hire guests on the shows to expose them and shit like that. You don't always have to like the motherfucker. Sometimes they just do this to.
I mean, if there were people that didn't like Vanilla Ice, that's cool. Because even if we didn't have Vanilla Ice, we still had the Beastie Boys who were multi-talented. So it can't be about this is a white Caucasian artist in rap, because we had the Beastie Boys and they wasn't even from rap. They were from punk rock that came over to rap.
And the Beastie Boys got banned on Arsenio too.
I didn't know that.
Oh man, I gotta.
They got banned, but we accepted the Beastie Boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's my whole thing, and it's like, we accepted the Beastie Boys. If people have their doubts about Vanilla Ice, let it play out and let's see if he's the real deal. If he's not, then we're not gonna hear from him ever again, which is what happened. But if he is good, why can't he be a part of the hip hop like the Beastie Boys or everybody else? I'm saying? This is the same problem that people had with Eminem, even to this day. When black people say that they were never a fan of Eminem, and their whole excuse is, oh well, I can't bump Eminem because there's no song that I could relate to, or he wasn't being bumped in the club. But a lot of our favorite MCs wasn't being bumped in the club.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? So it has to like, if you really don't like this nigga because of his color, then come on and say that. Do not say to me, I don't like Eminem because I can't relate to Eminem, or they wasn't bumping them at clubs I was going to. But you love Black Thought. Black Thought wasn't being bumped at the club. What root song do they have that was a club banger?
I never heard What They Do in the Club.
No, they didn't play that. That was
I
a
never heard.
mockery of what was going on in rap at that time.
I never heard Proceed at no house party or shit.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The Tunnel wasn't playing that. You know
The Concerto of the Desperado. I never heard that shit.
Like, exactly. So it's like I don't buy the excuse. I don't buy that excuse. You know what I'm saying? It's especially with now when you have a plethora of Caucasian MCs that are nice. You know, Gorilla Nems. Not one of the nicest that's out now. You know, Vinny Paz, he put out an album last year. He's still doing this thing after how many years he been in the game?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It has to be it has to be a real certifiable reason why you don't like white rappers in hip hop. I don't care about what Lord Jamar said on Mad years ago. Oh, they have to wipe their feet in the house of hip hop. I don't believe that. Hip hop is for everybody. It's for all races.
And we all know what happened when Melly Mel was.
If you have all races doing music and other genres like R&B, like country music, like rock music, why not hip hop?
And we all know what happened when Melly Mel ran his mouth and shit.
Huh?
We all know what happened when Melly Mel.
I didn't agree with what Melly Mel said either. You know what
he's
I'm saying?
white.
It's okay. So he's white. So what? He made great music. He made great music at one point. You know what I'm saying? I don't like his shit now, but at one point he made great music. You know, but that interview was a witch hunt for Vanilla Ice. It's like Arsenio gave him that energy from the jump. Like he don't care for him. Why do you have him on your show then if you don't care for him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, Vanilla Ice was wrong because he came off like he's the God's gift to hip hop, and we know what happened with that. You know.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
So you was never a fan of Vanilla Ice. You never bought none of his albums.
You said I bought a Tisha Campbell album before.
I like Macklemore. I have Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, the Heist album. I thought that was a dope album, but not better than Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City. You know what I'm saying? The Grammys made a mistake, but I fuck with Macklemore.
Yeah, the Grammys was smoking some good dank if they thought that was gonna let it fly.
Yeah, because the Grammys at this point, I see what the Grammys do. They zone in on a new artist that they like every year, and they make they tailor the show around that new artist. That's what they did that year for Macklemore and Ryan Lewis because they performed. I believe they performed more than one song on that Grammy show. They won more than one award. That's what they do. They have like their own favorite artists, and they tailor the show around that new artist. And that's what it was from Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. You know, yeah, to me it was a good album, but not better than Good Kid, Mad City.
I just never liked the motherfucker.
Right.
Anyway, I was gonna say some crazy. Oh, guess who has a song coming out?
What you was gonna say?
Jay-Z and the Black Jesus himself, D'Angelo, got a 10-minute song.
I heard about that.
Coming out. Yes, I can't wait.
I hope it's good.
Well, of course it's going to be good as D'Angelo.
Yeah, I'm not worried about D'Angelo. I'm worried about Jay. He ain't dropped shit since 444.
Any artist that works with D'Angelo, they always are on an exceptional level. So
at this point, we're gonna see if Jay still got it. We're gonna see.
Jay always had it.
We're gonna see if we still got it.
He
didn't always have it. He had some trash too.
He had some trash, yes. He had some trash, but
he could have lost it and got it back, but he didn't always have it.
I have a feeling this next Jay album is going to be one for the books.
Who said he dropping an album?
They say he's working on some shit.
They've been saying that for years. He's dropping it. I don't know.
Or I have a feeling. I have a strong feeling
it's coming out this year.
I have a strong feeling it's going to be one for the books.
The good books, I hope. The record books.
Because all I'm saying is these days, these motherfuckers just don't promote shit. They just drop shit whenever they feel like it. Like I love four. I don't know what. I mean, I understand why
It's
you don't care for
okay.
444.
It's okay. I'm not saying it wasn't good, but the thing is, when that album came out, and I understand why this young generation would say what they say because they was not around in '96 for Reasonable Doubt. So that to them is their Reasonable Doubt. I get it, but if we had to rank Jay-Z's classics, it's not even making top 5 for me because he has underrated albums like Volume 1 that was better than that.
I agree.
American Gangster was better than that.
Oh, of course. You don't have to
You know what I'm
tell me
saying? So I get it. Yes, the generation is gonna look at his work differently from how we look at it back in the 90 in '96. So to them, it was Illmatic for Jay-Z. That was his Illmatic 444. And I'm listening to the album like, yeah, it's okay. It's not one of his best to me. It was dope. He had some joints I like. The Story OJ, that was fire. The joint with Damian Marley, the Bam, that joint was fire. You know what I'm saying? He has some joints, but I don't think it's one of his best albums of all time. You know what I'm saying? I just think it was overhyped. I'm like, yo, Nas dropped better albums with Hit Boy than Jay-Z.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? He went on a historic 6-album run at 50 years old. I want to see Jay-Z do that. Fuck all this ageism shit. Jay-Z can still drop albums at 70, 80 years old. Why not? If he's capable of doing it. I want to see Jay-Z drop an album right now at his age that's just as good or better than what Nas did with Hit Boy. You know what I'm saying? Because to me right now, I think Nas discography-wise has surpassed Jay-Z.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? There was a point where I was like, both of them got some trash, but they got classics. They got me. They were like neck and neck. But Nas took the lead with Hit Boy. He got 6 albums with him. We haven't heard nothing from Jay, a full project since 444. Can he top 444? That's what I want to see. That album he did with Jay Electronica, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Nowhere near. And the audacity for people to say that's on Cuban Link level. No, it's not. It's not. Nobody's even talking about that album no more. The same people that was comparing that album to Cuban Link don't even remember that album.
Where's Jay Electronica now?
Exactly. What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? So I want to hear, if Jay-Z can come out with something, I want to hear something that's better than 444 at his age. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can ask for. I'm not expecting it to be a classic. I'm not expecting it to be, one of the best all-time Jay-Z albums all time. Just if you're gonna come out with something, just make it listenable for me. Make it something solid, something that I could remember. That's all I ask for.
So let me say something. So if you end up liking this Jay-Z review, if you end up liking this Jay-Z album, you're gonna have to.
Well, he's still gonna be top 5 all time in my book.
I know.
It's not like he took a slide down and somebody replaced him. He's always gonna be top 5 for me.
I know. But if you end up liking the Jay-Z album, then you have to review Mace's Double Up on your channel.
Oh Lord. Can I take a pic? Can it be something else?
Yeah. It could be any.
But what does Mace have to do with Jay-Z?
I just want to be petty.
Oh my God. You really want me to talk about Mace's terrible sophomore album?
Yes, yeah, on your channel.
Oh Lord.
If Jay-Z, and I'm gonna write it down too. But anyway, I'm joking. I'm joking with you.
The torture.
But I do want you to talk about the album one day.
Double Up?
Yeah, one day I do want you to talk.
Restaurants like, don't do it. What is there to talk about? It was bad.
Because I've always wanted to just hear you express your opinion. I don't know why.
I expressed my opinion. I said I had the album. I threw it away. It's in the city dump. That what else you want me to say? It was a bad album, and I had the bootleg for that, and the bootleg was bad.
Because I feel like there's a certain track that just made you cringe fucking much.
What track was that?
No, I feel like when you listen to the album, you just slowly got mad. I feel like out of all the hip hop albums that's bad, Double Up is the one that just has the most.
No, you know what? For me, it was more disappointing because to me, Harlem. I always looked at Harlem Will as that's a classic. That's his classic album. And how is he going to top Harlem World? Well, he didn't. He didn't. Like the production is not as good as Harlem World. The features on it is not as good. The rapping from Mace is not as good. You know what I'm saying? So it was more of a disappointment for me than anything else. That's how I looked at it. But it was like at the same time, I'm disappointed in this album. I'm not playing this album. Why the fuck did I get it in the first place? Because I had high expectations from Mace and so did everybody else. But when we heard the album, we was like, what the fuck is this? What is this shit? You know what I'm saying? And then you announced that you retiring, and it was just all bad from after that. So you know what I mean? But there's nothing good on that album that I could say like, yo, this was fire on here. It wasn't a good album. You know? And that happened more than one time when it came to Bad Boy Artists. Puffy, his second album was not good. That's another disappointment. You know what I mean? Coming off the success of No Way Out. I was disappointed. Same thing with Foxy Brown, even though she wasn't on Bad Boy, but her sophomore album, China Doll, highly disappointed. Because Illmatic, I was bumping Illmatic like every day when that dropped. And when she come out with China Doll and she comes out with Hot Spot and all that other shit, I'm like, what is this, Foxy? What is it?
Those Snoop Dogg's the Dogfather in that shit too.
No, Dogfather better than that. Not throwing Dogfather in there.
Dogfather's better than what?
Dogfather is better than China Doll. It's better than May's second album. It's better than Diddy's second album.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not a classic for me. I heard people say it's a classic. I don't think it's a classic, but I can play Dogfather from beginning to end compared to those three other albums.
Snoop looks bored on that album cover. You know,
his boy died. His boy Pac just passed away. What you expect? That's heavy shoes to fill.
No, he even say he don't care for the album like that. You never see him.
Redman said he don't like There's a Dark Side, and you all love it.
Yeah, here we go.
So
There's a Dark Side is a better album than the Dogfather. Thank you very much.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No.
There's a Dark Side is way better. What you mean?
I don't see it. I don't wear.
You're not gonna tell me the Dogfather is better than There's a Dark Side.
It's 10 good songs on There's a Dark Side for me. 10 good songs. That's about it. That's how you should have left it. If it was 10 songs, it would have been classic.
I don't think there's 10 good songs of Dogfather.
Well, you love the whole thing. I just don't care for a lot of the other songs on there.
I don't love the whole There's a Dark Side.
You don't? What songs on there that you don't like? Is there songs on there that you don't like?
Yeah.
What songs you don't like on there?
It was a second to last track. Hold on. Hold on. Slide song.
Slide and Rock On? I didn't like that.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I didn't care for that one.
I didn't like that. Basically, I didn't like that.
Whoa, you didn't like Basically?
No, I don't like the beat.
Come on.
What you mean? I never liked it. I said this on here. Like, the bottom half of that album I do not like.
That album has Redman's best song ever. Superman Lover 2.
What's his best song?
Superman Lover 2.
That's his best song ever?
That's his best song. Better than Tonight.
Do you not remember Funkorama? Do you not remember
Funkorama's top 5?
You think that's his best song ever?
His best song ever.
You're crazy.
Every time I hear that beat, that build up, that super,
it was good.
It
was good.
Like,
I don't even think that's the best one. I still go with part 1 over part 2.
Part 1 is the first 4 Superman Lovers were great, but something about Superman Lover 2, something about that track, I don't know what it is. It's just Redman's quintessential song ever.
Okay. I don't think it's his best song ever, but
yes, it is.
I think it's a great song. I don't think it's his best song ever.
Yes.
You know what shit that he's dropped since then?
And let's not forget. Let's not forget the motherfucker made that beat too. Let's not forget.
Okay. That was the problem. That was the issue.
That beat alone. Come on. That he used like 2 Johnny Guitar Watson samples. Mixed that shit together.
Because he produced more on that album than Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon should have did the whole album. Then it would have been a classic.
Redman killed that production. Yo.
It was hold on. He's never been a super producer. Don't act like he was producing everybody.
I never said he was a super producer.
He's on the same level as Eminem as a producer. He wasn't no great
producer. Whoa. Now you're going too far. Whoa, chill out.
Redman was never no great producer. Let's stop it. When you look at his albums, what the album or Eric Sermon? His best album that people love, Muddy Waters. Who did that? Eric Sermon.
He did some beats on that too.
Okay, but Eric Sermon did the majority of that album. The singles, that was all Eric. That was all Eric. Okay. Doc's the Name 2000. That was all Eric. Malpractice that people don't like. Malpractice was all Eric Sermon. The one album that he got that people love, There's a Dark Side, and he did the production. It wasn't as good as Eric Sermon to me.
Yeah, I'm not. Look at that.
He had some joints, but
that's my third favorite Redman. I still got what.
Most of the songs that I like on there, Can't Wait, Eric Sermon.
Yes.
Cosmic Slop, Eric Sermon.
Yes.
You see the pattern where I'm getting at? Eric Sermon did the best tracks on here.
Okay, look, let me just say something. That album is still my third favorite Redman album. Cause I still got Muddy Waters. That's my favorite one. Then What the Album? Then that album.
Okay.
I'm saying it's more of like a cult classic.
Yes. I know.
Yeah, but hear me out. Mm-hmm. Hear me out. If I had to give points, one thing I loved about that album, first of all, it was a concept album.
Right.
There's not been a lot of concept albums in hip hop at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Minus like the De La Soul songs, but again, they were the best when it came to making them skits.
Yeah.
Second of all, it fit the whole tone, that whole dark, moody,
I love it.
Bugged out theme,
yes,
and everything like that.
I love the tone. The tone was never the issue for me. It was never the issue. The only issue I had was the fact that when I got on the forum boards, the message boards in the 2000s, like Nike Talk and UndergroundHipHop.com and OK Player, you see these message boards literally had threads for this album and all these people praising. I'm like, well, where was this love for the album in '94? Because correct me if I'm wrong, the Source didn't give it 5 mics. No. They didn't even think it was a classic album.
You got 4 mics though.
Yeah, it's a good sophomore album, but classic? I don't think it's a classic album. I don't. I've never felt like that.
To me, it's
I bought that album November '94, Thanksgiving weekend from Coconuts. Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That even now I still feel the same way that I did back in '94 about it. It was some good tracks. It's not a whack solo. I used to say it was a whack album. It's not a whack album. I used to say about practice was whack. I was just talking shit. It's not a whack sophomore album, but I don't think it's a classic sophomore album. I think it's better. It's better than Mason's sophomore album. It's better than sophomore album.
It's better than the Dark
albums. I would put There's a Dark Side on that list for sophomore albums. Because I love the dark tone. It had like a horrorcore feel to it. I love the album cover. It's iconic. It's a throwback to Parliament. My issue with that album is the latter part of, maybe it's the sequencing, the latter part of that album with the last few songs I don't like. That is what not made it a classic for me. When you
I hear your point.
When I Come Around and Slide and Rock On, basically the Tonight all of those shits I skipped. I see all of those tracks.
How could you skip Basically?
You act like that's a great ass beat. What's so good about that beat?
Whoa,
that's not even the best beat on the album.
Superman Level 2 is the best beat. No. Bob your head to this. Bob your head to this. The beat.
I love 1,000,001 Buddha Spots. That to me is a fire joint. That should have been a single.
Neurotic. What you think about Neurotic?
Neurotic was dope. Yeah, he produced that. That was dope. But
there you go.
1,000,001 Buddha Spots. That's my joint. Can't Wait. Green Island. Cosmic Slop. We Run New York with Hurricane G. Rest in peace. Those were my joints on there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm like, where the fuck was all this love for this album in '94? I didn't see it.
Well, I wasn't born in '94.
We didn't have social media back then, but still, it was like, even like when we at school and we talking about these albums, or when we on the front porch, I'm like, yo, we ain't never say, There's a Dark Side is a classic album. You know what I'm saying? And this is coming at the same time when Method Man dropped to Cal, and I was severely underwhelmed with that album because I thought it would have been bigger, and he gave us like a dark album, which I didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? It's a good sophomore album, but Redman was not a super producer. I think every song gave him the best shit. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing on there, but Eric Sermon, if he had produced that whole album, it would have been great. You
Anyway,
know, correct me if I'm wrong. When Red and Meth did that verses, he didn't do shit from There's a Dark Side, right?
you said what?
When that verses that Red and Meth did, he didn't perform anything from There's a Dark Side.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did exactly. Why is that, Reg? Because Redman himself don't like the album.
Because his friend died and he was on a lot of shit.
No, that's not. He himself said he do not like the album.
Yes, because he had a friend, Rockefeller, that died.
So you think he don't like the album because his friend passed away?
He said it in the interview. It was a dark period in his life. He was doing a lot of psychedelic drugs. His friend had died. That's why he don't like the album, because it has.
And it's gonna be what, 30 years this year for that album?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's still not performing shit from the album. So what does that tell you? His friend been dead. So I'm just saying, at some point he had to get over the death, right? He's still not performing that at
Hey. Sometimes that's just sometimes not hard. Like, trust me, I get it. I get it. But I hear what you say. I hear what you're saying though.
Hey, my grandmother passed away around that time too. I was grieving. But I'm not gonna be like, oh well, this album is not great because I was depressed and my grandmother had passed away. You get over death eventually. You know what I'm saying? It's something you always gonna remember, but you get over it at some point. Like, his man been dead for 30 years, so he's never gonna perform shit from that album. I've never seen Redman. If I see Redman in concert, I want to hear "Can't Wait." I want to hear "Cosmic Slop" or "Green Island," "A Million and One Buddha Spots." It's only right. Why don't skip over that album and go straight to Muddy Waters? You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I will be doing. If I do a Mace review on Double Up, it's gonna be 5 minutes long. I ain't gonna have shit to say about that album. That's gonna be a short live stream. It might not even be a lot. It might be a video. It might be a video.
I want to track by track there.
That'd be a waste of all of our time. Like, it'd be a waste because I just feel like Mace just had the sophomore jinx on that album. The singles were bad. Everything about it was bad. At least give me some other choices. You only give me that. Like, give me like a multiple choice of maybe I gotta pick an album I could do that, but I ain't care for.
Well, what about Snoop Dogg's Malice in Wonderland?
I thought we did that already.
No, we did that. Discography breakdown.
That had like maybe 3 songs that I liked on there. It had like maybe 3 songs that I liked on there. Damn, you giving me some crap.
Ooh. I got to put it. I'll be sure second album.
Oh God, no. The one with Hotel California? Fuck no. That album was bad. You giving me all sophomore bad albums, yo. That album was bad. Damn. I don't got a choice. Nah. Those albums were just terrible. I thought Dogfather was better. I don't know what you're talking about. I think Dogfather was a better album. What didn't you like about that album?
What didn't I like?
Yeah.
What didn't I like? First of all, the singles minus Vapors, the singles were horrible.
So you didn't like Snoop Upside Your Head? I thought it was fire.
No.
And he actually performed that live when I saw him.
That's dope. Good for him. He performed Vapors live. What's your point?
I like that joint.
Vapors was a cover.
Yeah.
Of the late great Biz Markie, but he added his own West Coast flavor.
Right. What about the title track, Dogfather? You didn't like that?
No.
Wow, that beat was fire.
I felt like DJ Pooh had some of the worst beats on the album. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Even though Daz did the beat, but still.
I like that track. It was a lot of songs on there. It was a lot of songs. Again, with Snoop, I think coming off the success of Doggy Style, it's gonna be hard to top that. You know what I'm saying? And they put out that album right after Pac died, which was bad timing. You know, I don't think it's a classic. We've heard people say it's a classic. I'm like, I don't know what the hell y'all
because
listening
they
to.
want to they dick ride Death Row so much, but they
Yeah, but
never heard.
I was a Death Row fan too
No,
when
no,
they were
no.
beefing
I'm
with
not
Bad
talking about
Boy.
you. The same reasons why you don't like There's a Dark Side, the same reason why I don't like The Dogfather. Because let me
No,
be real.
you don't like the Dogfather for a different reason.
Wait, yeah, because it's not good. But still, let me explain something. Because everybody likes to dick ride Death Row so much.
Mhm,
They want to dick ride Death Row so much. They
mhm,
want to deem everything from 92 to 96 classics. Like,
right.
and these are the same motherfuckers that had never heard Daz's
Mhm,
album from
right.
98, which is
Right.
to me the last great Death Row album. They don't know shit about, they don't even know shit about the unreleased
Right.
Death Row album. But
Mhm.
for some odd reason, they want to call The Dogfather a classic album, which I don't agree with.
I don't see
And
it.
I tried, and I tried to listen to it, but it's just always mediocre. Like,
You know what it is? I think it was too many tracks. It should have been cut down shorter.
yeah,
And with a lot of those tracks, it comes the album filler. You know what I'm saying? But it's to me like if you're comparing that to China Doll and the PD Forever album and Double Up, I'm going with Dogfather all day
I agree.
because
But
none of those other albums were listenable. I couldn't listen to nothing on those albums.
hell, I can give you the tracks I like from Dogfather to be real with you.
Right.
Like, I like only tracks I like from this was Freestyle Conversation,
Mm,
Gold Rush, You Thought was okay, Vapors, which is my favorite track on the album.
right.
Um, Groupie was okay, but it was a fake ass ain't no fun to be real with you. 6 minutes,
Mm,
Blueberry, and that's pretty much it.
that's it.
They should have put Midnight Love on this
Man, I
album.
Love was fire. Yeah, that's my
To
joint.
me, that was the best song from that period.
Hmm. Now
But I think,
that's on the Death Row version of the Snoop's Greatest Hits album.
yeah,
That's on that version.
Midnight Love.
Yeah, that was
Ooh,
fire, and they got a video for that too.
they do.
You know.
But because Dre was supposed to have done
Mm,
that album, but the beats he was supposed to have done for that, he
mm,
took it with him when he left Death
yeah,
Row and shit.
right. That would have made a huge difference too.
Yeah, but because like the DJ Pooh beats, I love DJ Pooh, but to me, he was my least favorite part on the album. To be real
Right.
with you,
Right.
because it was just like some of his beats was just the same and everything. Daz did his thing on this album too, but I just didn't like the song. Period. Like,
Right.
because with Doggy Style, it was more melodic.
Hmm.
This album was a bit more a
Yeah.
slightly upbeat and everything like that too.
Mhm.
But I'd rather listen to this album than The Game Is to Be Sold, to be real with you.
You're crazy. What?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
the album was fire. You're bugging.
That's one of his worst Snoop's worst album. I keep trying to
Fuck
tell
no.
you that.
What are his worst ones? Have you heard
Yeah.
Ego Tripping?
Oh, Ego Tripping is a different breed.
Ego Tripping is his worst album ever.
But
Like by
Ego
far.
Tripping has Sexual Eruption, one of my
So
favorite Snoop
the one good
songs.
song. One good song. It's
Life
like
of the Party.
17 other songs on it. Okay, so two good songs. It's like 17 other songs on it.
You didn't like the song with Willie Nelson?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Nope. That album was bad. That was bad. That might be his worst album ever. Like that and Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid was bad too. No. Not the No Limit albums. He was in his zone right there. He was in prime Snoop Dogg on that.
No Limit Top
I
Dog.
felt like No Limit rejuvenated his whole career. He needed that.
Yeah, it's like it was consistent rise because the
Yeah.
game was trash. No Limit
Yeah.
Top Dog was good,
You crazy.
but the last meal, woo!
That's me was great. I love all three of them though.
But you know what's my second favorite Snoop album? To be real with you, Paid the Cost to Be the Boss.
That was fire.
Niggas never talk about that album, but they want to dick ride the Dogfather so fucking much.
I don't get it.
Paid the cost. He had Primo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Primo.
Alchemist was on that. You know what I'm saying? That was a solid album. That was a solid album, definitely. I agree.
Like, you know what? Hold up. Where's that album at? Where's that album at? Because I
He
gotta
had
show.
he had one of his biggest hits. Beautiful was on that album.
I don't like that song.
You don't like that? You don't like Beautiful? Come on. How is that your favorite Snoop album, but you don't like Beautiful?
Because I've heard that song so many times, and
Oh, yeah. I mean, it
Pharrell
was
singing.
overplayed, but it's still like one of his biggest hits ever.
I mean, Pharrell singing. It's just like, okay,
Oh,
Pharrell.
come on. We've heard Pharrell on Worship, didn't we?
Yeah, look at this album, man.
That's a great album.
To me, this is a personal classic to me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
This and The Last Meal, his best shit in the
Last Meal
2000s.
Last Meal was good. For sure.
Everything except Beautiful.
I love Blue Carpet Treatment. I love that one too.
That was good,
Mm.
but I kind of feel like that one gets a bit overhyped sometimes.
You think so? Overhyped?
Yeah, I like it though, but I feel like he had better ones. People say that's his best is Doggy Style. I'm just like,
Nah. That's
Nah.
not what
damn, my daddy necklace is really shining around me. Maybe God is actually blessing me and shit.
Right.
Okay.
That's not his best since Doggy Style.
Shit. Oh yeah, but niggas never talk about this one.
Relevant Gangster was dope too. I love
Yeah.
that one.
Drop It Like It's Hot though.
Yeah.
Let's get
Even the joint he did with Nelly on there, your boy Nelly. That joint, I
Ooh.
love that joint.
You giving Nelly some love. Oh,
I like that joint because it's a beat that Nelly I can see Nelly on. That's why I like it. And the joint he did with 50 Cent on there too. That was a dope one.
I'm gonna stay up for another 10 minutes because we've been on here for 2 hours. Wow. But you know what? When we talk about this R&B group,
Right.
the R&B group we're going to talk about for Artist Sunday, I can't wait to hear your opinion on them. Cause
On who Black? Who we talk about?
no, I'm gonna text you.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm gonna put it on the private chat because
Is it somebody that I like?
I don't know because you never actually talked about this group.
Oh man. Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh Lord.
I told you. I'm
that
talking.
talk about overhyped. That might be the most overhyped women's group
Whoa.
ever.
Whoa.
Who's more overhyped than them? I want you to answer that.
You said who's more overhyped?
Yes. Who's a more overhyped female R&B group than them?
3LW.
You think they overhyped more than Destiny Child? Really? No.
Well, damn, you just.
My bad. I didn't know it was a secret. 3LW? No, they don't even got the hits like Destiny Child. Fuck no.
They were just known
Hell
for throwing kids. They were known
What
for throwing
about
kids.
the Supremes?
Wait,
Supremes.
hold on.
The Supremes.
How dare you?
I'm saying, is there another group out there that's more overhyped than them?
I gotta
It's
think
not
about
TLC. It's not TLC.
Hell no.
It's not SWV.
Oh, yo, we don't do
So-
that here.
Is there another female group more overrated than them?
I just can't believe you found them overrated.
Eternal. I don't know Eternal. I
don't know
heard of them.
That sounds familiar.
They eternally resting in peace right now. I never heard of them. Who are they? Eternal. I'm talking about a R&B group at the top of their game. What's it? Another female R&B group that's more overhyped than Destiny Child? The Supremes. The Supremes.
Well,
'Cause, I mean, if you look at it, it's all about one girl anyway. The Supremes, it was all about Diana. Nobody cared about the other ones. It was all about Diana. Destiny Child was all about Beyonce. Nobody cared about Kelly and Latavia and Latoya. They didn't care about them. It's still all about Beyonce. Even now, you saw that picture they took, and they all together. I'm like, even right now, they come out with an album. People are going to check for Beyonce vocals. They don't care about everybody else in that group.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? We keep it a buck. When TLC was out, everybody loved all three members. It wasn't no favoritism. I love Left Eye more. People had their favorites, but for me, I look at TLC like, yo, they all on equal playing ground. It was all about all three of them. All three of them could have great solo careers. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Escape, all four of them can sing their asses off.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? It's a shame. I look at Tiny like Tiny was like the Ricky Bell of Escape. She ain't get no love. You know what I'm saying?
You said Tiny was the what?
Tiny was the Ricky Bell of Escape. Ricky Bell was the unsung hero in New Edition, and he had to step out on his own with BBD to get that love, and then come back, and he was more respected by the other members to me. You know what I'm saying? If Tiny got more lead vocals in that group, she would be on the same level as Candy or Latasha or the two, and she's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not Escape. It's not SWV. Like Destiny's Child is the one group that is overhyped and it's all about Beyonce. Let's keep it a buck. That's what it is. Beyonce don't need to do that. She's doing it because she want to do it. She don't need them.
Well, they never actually broke up. They just went on hiatus.
I know, but I'm like, it's been a while the way, and they haven't been together like the original members since what, the second album?
Well, technically since the first, if you want to keep it.
Right.
We're going to talk about that.
Hey man, they definitely not. They're more of your favorites than mine. I mean, I know these songs, but I wasn't buying their albums like that. I don't know what to tell me.
Man, I got the Writings on the Wall on vinyl. I still can't believe I got that shit.
All right.
But don't. I'm sorry, but my collection is so fucking dope, man. I was like, I be having shit nobody can. I be having shit nobody be buying this shit sometimes.
That is true. That is true.
So
Kelly cool. She did her thing. But at the end of the day, when you think Destiny's Child, it is all about Beyonce. Now if unless Beyonce come out and they do an album and she take like a backseat for the other members, then that'll be cool. But then people gonna be wondering, well, why is Beyonce taking a backseat for the other members? That's not her.
I'm gonna send you something right quick.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like let the other members shine, especially at this point. Like Latoya Luckett and Latavia and Michelle.
Part of me wants to leave you alone.
let them shine. Let them get some lead vocals shine on the album. If they do an album, or whatever. It don't got to be Beyonce in every song.
I'm gonna change your life.
She could do hand claps in the background. She could do background vocals. You know what I mean? She ain't got to be on every lead vocal.
People will still looking at her and clapping at some art and shit.
I know that's the problem because she's become her own brand and her own entity. That her doing the way I look at it is like her going back to Destiny's Child is like, why? It's like going to like a high school reunion. She don't need them. You know. You know what I'm saying? Like she don't have to be on every lead vocal, yo. You got 5 members in the group. She let Michelle get her shine on me. Let Kelly get her shine on me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about the Barge. When you had the Barge, every brother and the sister could do lead vocals. They didn't just leave it up to Bobby and Elle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, I'm gonna end this off right here because I gotta work early in the morning, and we already done this shit for 2 hours for shit. You know what? This has been a fun ass review, honestly. So Tuesday, I had to make a slight change to the schedule. So originally, I had 2 things scheduled for Tuesday, but I'm gonna push one of them things for Wednesday because Ashley is busy on Tuesday. So Tuesday, I'm gonna do a movie review on the movie Acrimony. If you want to join, you can join.
You know I didn't watch it. Those are Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Ain't in trouble right now. You know? What's wrong with you? Right?
They don't know if it's him. I'm not saying shit.
Oh man.
It's not revealed as it's him. So Lashia's gonna join us.
Of course she's gonna join, man. She like that drama. I knew it.
You said what?
Her Eagles lost today. I'm gonna be there just to talk shit to her.
My homeboy Justin's probably gonna show up too. Yeah, it's gonna be a very funny ass review.
Yeah.
And so we're also gonna talk Wednesday. Our homegirl Ashley's gonna stop by because she wanted us to talk about Troop. So we're gonna do Wednesday at 8 p.m. Yeah, that should work. We're gonna talk about Troop's first two albums.
Yeah.
The self-titled and the Attitude album, which I've never actually heard a Troop album. I've heard songs, so
right.
A new group we're gonna listen to. Okay. This is also a week where we're gonna have a lot of first people that we never talked about on the channel. So Thursday, we're gonna do the game with the documentary on midnight.
I thought we did that.
We never did.
We never talked about the game documentary.
We never did.
So we talked about the documentary 2.0 or whatever it's called.
Let me double check.
I thought we did the documentary.
Let me just double check because I never remember talking about that.
We just now getting around to talk about the documentary, and we did Nelly, all of Nelly's fucking albums, and Ja Rule, and No Game documentary.
Wow. Or didn't you give The Last Testament 5 mics?
The Last Temptation, not The Last Testament. I said it was a great album, and I stand on what I say.
That's unbelievable.
What you mean? That's one of his best albums to me.
No, it's not.
Oh my
so
God.
you like that album, but you don't like.
You really gonna sit up there and hold on? We went from Redman. Now we going to Ja Rule. You really gonna sit up there and say that Ja Rule only got 2 good albums?
Yeah, he only had 2 great albums.
No, Pain and Love was solid. Pain and Love was a solid
overrated.
album. Overrated. What bugging? What overrated? The singles maybe.
Not the album.
No,
it was the balance. That was when the balance was losing it.
Balance? What do you mean? What the balance of what?
The love songs and the street song. With Vidi Vidi Vici.
You said he had more love songs on Pain and Love than street songs?
He had more mushy songs, more played out songs. Then when The Last Temptation happened, that was when it was a rap.
You crazy.
Then Blood in My Eye was good. It was good, but why did he have to wait till 50 Cent dissed you to be street again? There was no love songs on the album.
Well, he called them out. Why? But you just said
but
this man for having love songs.
Listen, let me explain something. It was pretty much a diss album against the whole all his enemies and shit.
Right.
When LL Cool did Mama Said Knock You Out, that was not a diss album.
And you gonna sit there and act like Machiavelli was on this album either?
It was not a whole diss album.
Machiavelli, most of it was a diss album against the East Coast and Bad Boy and Jay and Mobb Deep.
There was literally only 2 diss tracks on the album.
The whole sound of it was like "Fuck You, New York." The whole sound of it was like "Fuck You, New York." Like Against All Odds, that was on side 2 of that cassette. I remember having that.
This is the realest shit I ever wrote.
Yes, that was. He mentioned Puffy on that. What you mean? You know.
Yeah, but just like Daddy wasn't a diss track.
To Live and Die in LA was like California Love Part 2, and it was like an ode to the West Coast and fuck New York. And come on.
It was not a
He was angry on that album too.
Okay, hold on, wait a minute. To Live or Die in LA was not a fuck New York song. It was a smoothed out California Love too. But he did throw a shot at Dre.
Why you doing it again? You did that.
He did throw a shot at Dre. He's like, without
Dre. Yeah. Toss It Up. Who you talked about on Toss It Up? Puffy, Bad Boy.
Well, Aaron Hall was dissing Teddy Riley too.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in that song, but he definitely was calling out people. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely calling out people. Ja Rule has a strong discography, right? Wendy Williams too. Ja Rule has a strong discography. He do not have just 2 great albums.
Yes, he did.
Pain Is Love was solid, and Last Temptation was solid.
I respect your opinion, but I just don't see it.
Ja Rule got a better discography than Memphis Bleak. He got better discography than Fabulous. When it comes to albums, he got better discography than Jadakiss. You know, you have to think about that. What classic album Jadakiss got?
The first one. The first one, Shit All Over His.
For his standards.
just all over his discography.
That shit ain't beating no Ja Rule shit, man. What you talking
Yes,
about?
it is.
Fuck no.
Yes, it is.
You got skippable songs on Kiss the Game Goodbye. You got skippable songs on that shit.
Boy, oh Lord.
That I'm going. What's that shit he did with Swizz? The I'm going back to Cali. Or, I forgot the name of that shit. That shit was so bad that I forgot the name of it. You know what I'm saying? He got some skippable joints on there. Don't act like that's like a 5 mic classic. No, it ain't.
And I told you it's a 4.5 classic.
4.5 is not 5 mics. That is 4.5.
I never said it was 5
mics away from being 5 mics. No, it's not. 4.5 is not a classic.
Ja Rule don't have no 5 mic classic.
Ja Rule, yes, he do. The first album, Veni Vidi Vici is classic. What are you talking about? That's a 5 mic album.
That's a 4 mic album.
You bugging? Ruthie 36,
I like it.
That's not a classic album?
That's a 4.5.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
That's a 4.5.
You're crazy. You love Nelly more than Ja Rule. I see this. I see
because Country Grammar is actually a 5 mic album.
No, it ain't fucking with Ja Rule shit.
Yes, it is.
No, fuck no.
Country Grammar shit all over Ja Rule.
So Nelly discography is better than Ja Rule. That's what we're saying now.
Well, let's look at it this way. I mean, Nelly has one classic and one passable album. Nellyville is passable. So they're both neck to neck, really.
You're bugging. Ja Rule got more classics than Nelly.
Now, Ja Rule has more classic songs than Nelly.
He has more classic albums than Nelly. Classic albums. I'm an album nigga. I ain't talking about no song. I'm talking about album. You know what I'm saying? His discography is strong. Now you want to say RULE album was no good? I agree with that because I didn't kid out. I didn't kid think that was a good album, but his other albums were fire. He got a better discography than 50 Cent when it comes to albums.
Whoa.
Yes, he do. Yes, he do.
No.
Power of the Dollar, Get What You Die Trying, and The Massacre is his best albums. After that, he fell off. Curtis, remember that year he battled Kanye? Kanye beat him.
Curtis was still a decent album.
Curtis was okay, but he had too many R&B joints. Too many R&B joints. He had the whole R&B world on that album. Robin Thicke, Justin Timberlake, Mary J, Akon, Keisha Cole.
The White Wonder.
Everybody was on that album. I'm like, no, 50. You're overdoing it with the R&B collabs. No, that was not a good album. I Get Money was like the biggest hit off of that album.
I Get Money.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you get to what's the one after that? Before I Self-Destruct, that was trash. I didn't like that album. Animal Ambition, that was trash.
That was decent.
That was decent? You think that was decent?
Yeah.
You're bugging. Never. You could say 50 Cent kind of like towing that line with Fabulous. His best shit was his mixtapes.
I disagree.
But he got three classics when it comes to albums. But his mixtapes is his best shit. His mixtapes is his best shit. 50 Cent.
At least 50 is more consistent than Fab.
In what? In albums?
Yes.
He has three great albums. After that, he fell off with his albums.
How many great albums does Fabulous have?
I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for Fabulous fan base to tell me. I'm waiting because they can't tell me. I hear this different answers. Oh, it's Real Talk. It's Ghetto Fab. It's Loso's Way. He don't got one. That's why they all say different answers because he ain't got one. You're not gonna sit up there and tell him he got multiple classics because he don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what's the one definitive album from Fabulous. It's his mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? His mixtapes is his best shit. Jadakiss mixtapes was his best shit.
There's been a lot of hot takes. It seems
Ja Rule discography is solid. He is not you said he only have one good album? That's what you said?
No, I said he has two great albums.
Which was Veni Vidi Vici and Ruthie 36?
Yeah.
And Pain is Love to Me was fire. And Last Temptation was fire. And the mixtape. I look at Blood in My Eyes like it was like a mixtape album.
Because originally it was supposed to be a mixtape.
Yeah, it sounded like a mixtape. It was like a mixtape album. Yeah, and then he had like Fatal Hussein was on like a lot of joints on that album. And that was fire. But no, Ja Rule discography is strong. And I heard he signed a new deal, like $100 million deal or something like that.
Yeah,
with who?
That's what the world needs, a new Ja Rule album like that. That's what
Hey,
we're about to be
if you could give me
right.
if you could give me another holla holla, I'll listen to it. You know,
Nah, I'm good on that, boss.
I just want to know what
I
label is
love
going.
Holla Holla, but nigga, he like in his 40s now. I want if
What
he's
you
going to
mean? Well, so again, so we back to this ageism thing
no,
about what
no, no, no. I don't want him to repeat the same thing. That's what I'm trying to
Well,
say.
I'm pretty sure he's not gonna do that. He's gonna come out with some new stuff. I would hope. You
But that's
know,
what the world needs right now. A new Ja Rule album.
hey, I'm all for it. As long as it's good, I'm all for it. I want to hear it.
I like messing with Ja Rule.
I'd rather hear a new Ja Rule album than a new Fabulous album. So, Fab take forever to drop an album. He ain't never coming out.
Because he's too busy beating on his women. That's why.
He's too busy treating his stepdaughter like crap.
Right.
But we ain't gonna talk about that.
Now let's talk about that shit.
I mean, supposedly he treated his stepdaughter like shit. So I want to hear it. It's been a long time since I said like, yo, I could hear a Ja Rule album. Definitely want to hear that shit. I don't know what label he signed to, but I would love to hear that.
Well, anyway, we got this game album, the documentary we're going to talk about.
I cannot believe we have not ever talked about the game album.
Oh yeah, I didn't even check. Hold on.
I thought we did that.
Yo, we never did it.
Never did that? Wow.
No.
It's crazy. Right, that part, fighting with my father-in-law. That's what he was doing.
And then next Saturday, we're gonna do an R&B review. This might be a rant. You heard this? You heard this new artist signed to Death Row called October London?
Yeah, he was on the Snoop albums.
Yeah, he has an album called The Rebirth of Marvin.
I didn't. But I heard you talk about that though.
Yeah, I have an issue because nigga Marvin Gaye is an American treasure. Like you cannot rebirth Marvin. And let me show you something. I want you to see something.
Duffman said Ja Rule music has been exiled and banished by. Yeah, but every time we did a Ja Rule review, it got a lot of views. So there's people that love Ja Rule.
Those are my favorite reviews we ever done for the channel too.
And that's your favorite reviews, but you at the same time you still say, "Oh, Ja Rule only got 2 good albums."
But those are my best reviews because I had to do a lot of fucking research, and it was just.
I still listen to Ja. I still listen to Ja. I ain't about who ain't listening to him. I still listen to him. That's what matters.
Well, look at this shit. Look at this shit right here.
Is that the guy you're talking about? October London?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going by his looks? Like, he doesn't look like Marvin Gaye.
I never say he looked like Marvin Gaye. I'm just saying he jacked his whole steez and shit. And even if you hear the songs, yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe he's inspired by a legend like Marvin Gaye. It's cool to be inspired.
Nigga, I'm inspired by Rakim. I'm inspired by Rakim. You won't see me trying to be like Rakim and shit.
He's not Marvin Gaye. If he's inspired by him, that's good. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But he's not Marvin Gaye. He's not the second coming of Marvin Gaye. He's not the ghost of Marvin Gaye.
No, he can sing. He can sing, yes, but I don't want this nigga to be stifled by that shit. Find your own, and this is your first album, nigga. Find your own style and shit, nigga.
Man.
But that's gonna be Saturday at 8:00.
Ja Rule has always been dope to me. So at any given point, I might pull out a Ja Rule album and start playing it. He's accomplished a lot. Who cares what everybody else thinks? If they don't like him, that's their business. Next still bumps Nelly. When's the last time Nelly was relevant? Was relevant in today's culture? When last time he had a hit?
Yeah, you heard me say after Nellyville, I was done with it, nigga.
Right, exactly. And you still bump him. You're not gonna be worried about if people don't listen to him.
Because Country Girl was a 5 mic album.
Oh Lord, your idea of 5 mics is totally warped.
I'm just saying. I'm honest about what I like.
What would you say is your favorite Kid and Play song? What's your favorite Kid and Play song?
Next question.
No, it wasn't. No, you said something else before next question. Wasn't it something else from the other album?
Yeah, Kid and Play Way from the first album.
Oh, okay.
I said it was those two songs are my favorite.
Yes. That's he's only relevant because of Ashanti. And both of them don't put out music. She only relevant because she got a nice body.
I don't even like Ashanti.
I think she look good now than she did when she was younger.
She alright.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why he's still relevant, because he's running around getting Ashanti pregnant.
She alright. But yeah, it's gonna be an eventful week. And then next Sunday, of course, we got the House Party 3.
My favorite Kid and Play song, I don't know. That's a tough one. I love Funhouse. I love Bills at the Door. Getting Funky. It might be like one from each album.
I feel you.
She do, but she look. I think she looked good now as an older woman than she did when she was in her 20s.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know I like them old too and shit.
No, you like him. You like grandma type.
Hey, chill out.
You like grandma type.
Hey, chill out. I don't date no one older than 52.
You're lying.
You said I'm lying.
You never had a 70-year-old woman and you told me that?
No, I never had a 70.
You never wanted to?
She wanted me.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, I don't want to cause her a heart attack when I try to fuck her, you know what I'm saying?
Yuck. Just the thought of that is disgusting.
You ever try to fuck an old woman?
No.
She has to.
I never did. Never will.
I never did too, but hear me out. And let's just say, remember them commercials where you had those smokers who have that, please help me. You never try to fuck an old woman who had them smoking cigarettes and the fucking help me. Oh baby.
What does that mean? He like Denzel. What does that mean? Denzel woman is a granny? What does that mean?
I don't know what that means either.
Denzel?
Yo, what?
What is that? I thought Denzel's wife was like around his age. Is she older than him?
Let me look it up. I'll look it up later.
Yo.
If you ever think about smoking a cigarette, please don't.
That's why I never smoked a cigarette, because I don't want my voice to go like that.
It's not funny, but sometimes the people don't even know. Some people they fake they fake that shit in some of them commercials, right?
I mean, I guess I don't know. It looks it sound real. I don't want to sound like Ken Kniff. That's why I don't smoke.
I ain't never met a smoker who sounded like that. I ain't never met a smoker who sounded like that, nigga. I knew a nigga who smokes 2 packs of cigarettes a day. This nigga sounds like motherfucking Tim Curry and shit.
and he smelled like an ashtray for the whole day.
I ain't never seen no shit like that in real life, man. Like, that's why I look at myself like, sometimes these commercials, they just hypnotize the motherfuckers and shit. Now, I don't smoke cigarettes, don't get me wrong, but...
It ain't do nothing for me. It ain't hypnotize me. Yeah.
I used to sing to the songs on the radio. Now all I can do is just hum.
Can you imagine like being on the phone with a woman like that and she sound like that? That any erection that you had went down.
Yo,
it went down forever listening to somebody like that.
Oh god.
That is the quickest mood killer, just listening to a woman with that voice.
No, you know what's a mood killer?
Mm.
You watching fucking Girls Gone Wild when you late at night. All of a sudden, you have them commercials with them African kids and a white woman trying to help them African kids in need and shit. I used to hate those commercials. Because you never see no commercial in Africa. All you saw was these stupid ass crackers.
What was the other commercial? The other commercial with the batted cat?
With the arms of an angel.
That poor cat.
No, the ones that pissed me off the most was when that Alyssa Milano, the girl from Charmed, and she a racist in real life too, and stuff like that. Now she has the audacity to do them stupid ass commercials and shit. So I'm like, why don't your ass donate some money?
Right.
You still got them who's the boss checks and them charm checks, girl. You still got that Tony Danza money.
Oh my god.
My boy Tony Danza in Power and shit.
Man. I feel like he's gonna get killed off with it. He ain't staying on it. They're gonna kill him off.
He be always fucking up Unique's name.
Right?
Utopia.
You don't like that nigga.
You know them Italians don't care for us and shit, you know?
That shit was funny.
I almost fucked an Italian one time.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
And why you said almost, so why didn't it happen? Was
She was just crazy. I just didn't.
she was crazy? What's
Yeah.
what's she do?
My instincts told me not to fuck her.
Did she threaten the mafia on you or something?
Honestly, I think she was even married. Honestly,
Did she was married? When did that stop you? You? That's never stopped you.
first of all, let's stop. I never messed with a married girl.
Oh man.
I
I thought Lynn Whitfield was married. Isn't she married and you ran up on her DM?
Who?
Lynn Whitfield.
I said I was a fan of her work.
So you didn't actually run up on her DM and try to holler at her?
I said I was a fan of her work. But I never met.
He's so full of shit.
I never ran up on a married
Yeah,
woman.
He's
I
lying.
never ran up
You're
on a
lying.
No, I swear to God, I never ran.
Bro, you
Once I
showed me the DM where you said hi to her.
Huh?
You showed me the DM where you ran up on her DM like a year or two ago.
Yeah, and I said I like to work. Yeah.
That's what you told her?
Yeah.
That's all you told her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must have been someone else that shit you were talking about. But anyway, yeah, I have class. So. Now there was one married girl that wanted to get at me, but her husband wanted to fight me. So I told her husband he needs to go see Joel Osteen.
That usually what happens when you talk to somebody's married wife.
First of all, she didn't tell me she was married because she gave me her
Why
number.
would she tell you that?
She was separated.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
her husband found my number and called me.
What he said
He
to you?
Oh, you really want to know?
Yes.
He said, "Stop messing with my wife."
Mm.
So I'm looking at him like, "Yo, what the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "You know this girl such and such," and I'm like, "Well, she never told me she was married, so maybe she was trying to look for a better man, so she found me." So he was like, "Nigga, you're messing with my wife. I love my wife." I was like, "Look."
Wasn't that the name of a show? I Love My Wife? a movie or something?
So he was like, I told him, "Nigga, I'm not messing. I met your wife today. She never told me she was married. Right. Maybe you should go talk to your wife and get some counseling." Because I hung up the phone on him.
Wow.
Then so I hit her. I said, "Yo, why the fuck you didn't tell me you were married?" She was like, "Oh, we separated."
Exactly.
Bitch. So I was like, if you are still married and wear a ring, you're married. There's no separated. Like, fuck out of here with that bullshit.
That's all technical shit though. Once a woman is fed up, what did R. Kelly say?
There's nothing you can do about
it. Exactly. So once she's fed up and she's gone, she technically single.
But there's more.
Okay.
So the next day she calls me, she's talking about she's in the hospital and stuff like that, right? So I'm looking at her like, "Yo, what the fuck you telling me and shit?" Like, next thing you know it, husband of the year starts calling me and shit. I'm looking at myself like, clearly, if you're over here stealing her phone, you can clearly see that she's calling me. I didn't call her for shit.
Exactly.
So I told him to go watch some Joel Osteen, that Christian pastor or whatever. I told him go get some counseling. I told him to leave me the fuck alone. Shit.
You said too much. I would have just hung up on him and blocked his number.
No, because I was going to entertain this shit. Because I didn't. Why would I hung up the phone? I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was just defending myself because technically he's harassing me.
Well, I mean that's her fault because she's the one that's married.
And you know, out of all people, how I operate.
Yeah, that's her fault because she the married one. It ain't you.
And it was at that moment I realized just how much power I had on these women and shit.
You ghost now? You got power?
Cause she all up in the hospital and shit.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, are you okay? So why the fuck you calling me? Because last time I then this is the gag right here.
Right.
She wanted to go out with me the next day
Mhm.
and talk. I'm like, well, what the fuck you want to talk about? Because I'm not trying to be in your shit. I don't. I told her I don't mess with married women. This trick called me 5 times straight,
Wow.
wanting to go to Waffle House for some coffee.
It
Oh my god! Thank you, Antoine. It's not my fault. I was defending myself.
ain't.
Like I said before, just because I'm a charismatic, sexy ass nigga, don't mean I always bring this shit to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
Oh shit! I haven't laughed like this in a minute. Hold on.
That's good.
Then there was this one other girl, right?
Wow.
Now this one, I didn't know she was married. This one, but here's the thing: every time I'm trying to do good with my life, right?
Right.
She comes up, want to top me off. She was a Hispanic lady that don't know English, but somehow, some way, she knows dick, right?
Yo, man, this stupid.
So one time we fucked Lily in a car, in her car, right? In the playground. Like we were in the playground or some shit.
Right.
She had the most lopsided titties I've ever seen and
Oh
shit.
my God. Yo.
Yo, like her titties were so fucking lopsided, but I had to suck them. Like one thing about me, I can put a whole titty in my mouth though, but because sometimes you ever see that show Ed, Ed and Eddie?
Yeah.
You remember how the motherfuckers had them jawbreakers
Yeah.
and they used to cover like the side of the face? That's how I suck a titty and shit.
Wow.
It's like a
Wow.
jawbreaker.
Yo.
But yeah, man, that's all I gotta say on that note and shit. You know, the YouTube's probably looking like, what the fuck?
What is going on here?
Shit. But yeah, that's gonna be this week and everything like that. Oh, by the way, we definitely gotta let Mike know when we're free to
Yeah.
do the next part for the movie list and shit. Cause
He said Wednesday.
what's that? Cause we got that troop. We can do the after the troop review then. Cool.
Yeah.
Cause them troop albums are not that long anyway. It should be like 11 songs to max.
Right.
But any other than that, you know what I'm saying? If y'all thought these movies I got was shocking, the next episode, man, all I'm gonna say is I have an interesting taste in movie. That's all I'm gonna say. But anything you want to say before we head out?
I want to say, check out the Allure interview that I did 2 years ago.
Yes.
You know, Allure. Shout out to them. That was great to do. I hope to do many more interviews like that in the future. Um, Thank you everybody for checking out the Home Alone review 1 and 2 that we did. I believe it's at 500 views now. I want to say. Um, that was great. I didn't expect it to go 500, but it's that's dope. Um, what else? I just dropped me and Food Sick. Shout out to the hip hop chef Food Sick from Chicago. Shout out to him. He does like this annual uh favorite albums of the year. We did top 50. Well, for me it's top 50, but I know he got like top 150 or something. But I did like top 50 albums of the year, and he released like the list on his Instagram page. So check him out on Instagram, Food Sick. Uh, Check out the list. That was dope because I went through like a lot of albums from the whole year, like from rock, from reggae, R&B, hip hop, even jazz. I got some jazz albums on there.
Ooh.
Um, Bob James put out an album last year, Jazz Hands. That was pretty dope.
Oh, I never knew. Oh, what?
Yeah, you got Jazzy Jeff on there. He got CeeLo is on there.
That's cool.
Dope albums, like 10 tracks. So check out that list. I did an interview with Grind Ethics on Saturday. Shout out to him. Go follow his platform. He's a hip hop head like us. He's a up and coming podcaster. and he did a dope IG live about mixtapes and the mixtape album. I might upload that to my channel. I'm gonna ask him if I could upload that to my channel because it was on his show. You know, shout out to him. I got some other stuff coming up. I'll announce it when the date is closer to when it's gonna be dropping. So
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, next 2 weeks we'll do the Cosby Show retrospective and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next month is gonna be Family Matters.
dope. A show I actually like and grew up with.
After that's gonna be Hanging with Mr. Cooper. So those are the next
Another
two.
show that I actually like. Wow, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. He getting a lot of love right now thanks to Cat Williams. You might want to bump that up to like now.
Really? You want to?
I mean, shit, he trending, right? Why not?
I mean, I mean, my retrospective is gonna be pretty easy and shit.
Yeah, it was dope, definitely. That's back when ABC had like the great Friday night lineup.
If you want to do Mr. Cooper in 2 weeks, I'm down.
Yeah, you know. Hey man, it's up to you whenever.
Call it apple or fruit. Let's do it. Let's come on. Shit.
Never heard that before, but okay.
I just made it up.
You know.
But I'm just gonna be real with you. The first season is the only season I'm gonna be
that you like.
Hyped. That has all my favorite episodes.
Okay.
Everything after is gonna be a rough road. That's all I'm gonna say. I like the more adult orientated nature of the show, not the family friendly nature.
Okay. Cool.
I'm a raunchy nigga.
You are.
Once Raven Simone came, I was like, oh hell. But yeah, okay, so in popular demand, we're going to show Mark Curry some love, Oaktown legend and shit, Hanging with Mr. Cooper retrospective and shit. So honestly, it's something telling me y'all not ready for that Cosby Show retrospective. Bill Cosby. Let me stop before this goes to 3 hours and I waste my minutes and shit. But hope y'all have a good night. I gotta be up in like 5 hours and shit.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.